Like to show something in practice for these next 10 days or however long it's going to be until you get the next Saturday. Like, I mean, I know they have a normal work week this week, and then they'll have a normal game week coming up next week where Tuesday and Wednesday will be the big practices, and then they kind of throttle it back on Thursday and then into Friday where their work week is done. Like, you would have to have an extraordinary week, extended week of practice for you to say, all right, we're moving Donovan back inside. Not to say that can't be accomplished, but if that hasn't been accomplished through 12 weeks of the regular season, I find it hard to believe that that's something that is actually going to come to fruition here in these next few days.
Yeah, it's the least likely of the options that are on the table here. And look, I mean, none of them are all that appealing. And I don't mean that as a slight on the talent, because this coaching staff really thinks highly of the competitiveness and the toughness and the tenacity and the ability to handle the responsibilities at center of Josh Padilla. That goes back. This is not new. We've been talking about him and that possibility of getting into the center job dating back to August and even into spring camp before that this is somebody who could present that option if Ohio State needed it. If Seth McLaughlin had not been an All-American caliber center or a Remington finalist, like, he would have been an option to surpass Carson Hinsman previously. So it's not coming out of left field that Josh Padilla could be an option. And it's definitely not unexpected that Luke Montgomery, who got on the field as a true freshman, they were using the Bison package. He's been on the field for Ohio State in some big moments. So it does give him a slight edge in the experience compared to, at least to Josh Padilla. But, we're talking about two guys at the end of their second year, and I can understand why they're, people wondering, well, shouldn't they be ready to go by the end? At other positions, yes. On the offensive line, this is still a long-term road development plan. And, Austin Saraveld, that he's been out there in the level that he's had to this year, you can see the ups and downs that come with competing up front in the Big Ten week in and week out, when physically you need 2 full years, even 3 full years before you become a standout. Not everyone is going to be Paris Johnson. Those guys are called generational prospects for a reason. Yeah. So and he was good. He was very good. And I also understand the counter argument. If you look at the pure numbers and the talent on this roster on the offensive line, that it's not up to the Ohio State standard, I wouldn't argue against you. Clearly that's correct. But, this is the hand that they're dealt right now. And they are definitely being very active in the transfer portal to make sure it doesn't happen again, because this year highlighted the need to have more than just 2 starters and hope that some backups can develop in the offseason. Ohio State is being like, they're going to sign at least 2 starting caliber tackles in the transfer portal, and maybe 3. So they know that this can't happen again, but it's not like any of that is going to change the situation for next Saturday.
No, it's not going to. And I mean, you would like to think the brain trust of Ryan Day and Chip Kelly, like, if you know that you have an offensive line deficiency, scheme around that.
That's the single biggest frustration when you look at the loss to Michigan.
Of course it is.
Because they've done that before. Chip Kelly and Justin Fry specifically were doing that and maximizing less talent and less resources and building one of the best rushing attacks and creative offenses in college football at UCLA. We saw them already do that at Ohio State in the month of November when they were shuffling it around. And then it's befuddling that they didn't try any of that stuff against Michigan. And I'll never understand it. But and I think if you're looking for the silver lining or encouragement or a reason to feel optimistic about next Saturday, give these guys 3 weeks, and I bet they come up with a plan that looks much better than the one we saw on November 30th.
Different day, same time. Schlegs, he's going to talk some ball with us coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Thursday out there right now. We're not tracking any major crashes that will slow you down. Watching things pick up at the 76-70 split and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Hey folks, when it comes to Christmas trees, don't get played by foreign plastic. Just like you wouldn't replace a prize QB with a mannequin. Don't replace American Farm Fresh trees with fake foreign plastic. These farm families are the MVPs of Christmas, growing champions right here on American soil. They're not sitting on the bench. They're out there every day growing real Christmas traditions. Make the winning choice, Farm Fresh Christmas trees, not foreign plastic that pollutes. Visit GetRealKeepItReal.com to find your local farm MVP.
Time out. Your body goals don't have an off season. GNC is ready to help you get a stronger start on the new year with help building more muscle and proven weight loss support. Need a boost? We're ready with GNC vitamins for your longest winter days. Want the best energy drinks? They're at GNC. Never tried creatine before? Get ready to be amazed. GNC coaches are ready to help you in stores everywhere, and you can shop our full collection of flavors and online exclusives at GNC.com. GNC, live well.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
The only show where sports talk is eclipsed by food talk. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan. Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, 1 hour away from right now, the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts, he's going to join the program. We'll start previewing all things Buckeyes and Volunteers with him. As for now, though, it's a day late, but he's never a dollar short.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
As we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our great friend. Different day, same time. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, what's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
What's happening, Columbus? Good to talk to you, brother.
Saw you had family hunting day at the farm the other day. How'd that go?
It was amazing. We had farm Thanksgiving, which is amazing, right? Doesn't matter what political affiliation you are, everybody has to blow up stuff. Part of the deal. Scavenger hunts. And then, I enjoy the outdoors for a lot of reasons, but one of my favorite is just teaching young people to be outside, appreciate it. I love archery. Shout out to my people advances, right? Boom, get everybody set up, and then we go out there, and it was a dough party. We were having a dough party. And a lot of meat in the freezer. So it was great. Great experiences. # making memories.
That's a fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Weather was absolutely permitting for Farm Thanksgiving. Let's get into the college football playoff, shall we? Obviously, bracket was revealed this past Sunday. Buckeyes, Volunteers, Saturday, December 21st. Horseshoe under the lights. I mean, what more could you want for? We've been asking for a team from the SEC to come up here for forever, and we finally get it.
It's amazing how, and then everybody's like, oh, it's the hardest road, and oh, it's all this and that, and, hey, man, it's exactly what you wanted. And first, I love it how we came out. It's like first ever game in the shoe right in December, which it is, and it's awesome. But, there's 4 games at home stadiums, and you're one of those that get to experience, this monumental deal. We got to do it in 2014 when we were in the college football playoff the first year that it happened. A lot of similarities even between that year and this year as far as how the bracket shook out. But, guys, what an experience. I think being at night, the fans are going to tailgate, huddle around your team, encourage your team. It's going to be a great environment. I think the dudes' mindsets are right for this. You're in it. You have a chance to win it. And when you win a championship, man, it's a blood transfusion. I always tell this, and congratulations to all the teams out there that won state titles. Bishop Watterson, local,
Liberty.
Their running back Zach Weber. Yeah, Liberty won. I mean, think about that, guys. We got 2 state champions in Central Ohio. The UNH, I coached with for a long time. His boys are on there, which was a special moment for their family. But a state championship, guys, is a life changer because it's not just you got a ring, but it's just the memories, what it took to get there. Those situations, people don't get that, right? And to win one in college to win a Super Bowl, they're all the same because we all have different levels that we can attain through our genetic potential and sports performance, and they only give out one of those a year. So congratulations to Liberty and Bishop Watterson, but what an opportunity the Buckeyes have in store for them at night in the Chute. It's going to be awesome.
I think it is going to be fantastic. And, yeah, I've listened to people say, oh, they got the hardest road. Look at them. Like, yeah, Oregon gets a tough road, too, because they have to play the winner of Ohio State, Tennessee, whoever comes out of that. But here's the realistic part about it, Schlegs, is that you're going to have to play some big dogs along the way and knock them off. And if you want to get to the top, like, yeah, beat some good teams along the road here. So I don't understand why everybody is all in a panic about who you have to play.
Guys, Arizona State's hot right now. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, Boise's only lost one game, and that was 3 points to Oregon. You know, see what SMU does in Happy Valley. But Clemson, they're up and down. Dabo just knows how to win these type of games.
They've been there before.
Georgia, you got Notre Dame, Indiana. Well, I'm interested to see how that is because Indiana has a really good run defense and Notre Dame only runs the football. Excited to see that matchup at South Bend. So, listen, at the end of the day, you got a lot of great matchups. Love how they played this out. I do not like the bracket formula. They should be just the top 4 teams that get the bye. I think you should be reseeded after every round, just like the NFL. That way the one has value, right? Like the one, there's an upset that happens, the one should be able to play the lowest seeded team and so on and so forth. So, but anyways, hey, guess what? That's year 2. They'll make an adjustment, but I'm happy that SMU was able to get in. Because, again, I think at some point, Beam, they're going to get rid of those conference championship games. They literally mean nothing. You know, they do mean something because you're the outright Big Ten champion. However, this year Oregon would have just had it, right? And you still got to go win your games, and you win that. And also, if they want to talk about strength of schedule and all those things, just our conferences are all big enough now. Play your conference.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Let me take you back 10 years. When you guys got into the playoff, right? Announced that Bama was going to be the matchup. A lot of guys who I've talked to from that team is like, that was the national championship game. If you could get past Bama, you could get past anything. You get past Saban and those guys down there, you feel like you were 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Now, going to this, it's obviously a little bit different. If you want to win the whole thing, you got to win 4 in a row. Leading into this, these 2 weeks of preparation, catapulting you into that Tennessee game, how crucial are these next 2 weeks for Ohio State in prep and getting to go on this run?
It's significant. I mean, the number one thing is building confidence in your offensive line and guys having confidence in one another. You know, I mean, listen, it's all about execution in these big-time games, and we saw that in the Texas-Georgia game. They didn't execute. We saw it in the us versus Michigan game. Didn't execute. And everybody's like, hey, this is the worst loss and whatever in this deal. I'm like, guys, we beat Michigan when they were outright Big Ten champions, and we were 7-4, you know, something like that in 2004. But they didn't execute. We did, right? You still got to go down and execute. What does the game plan look like? What do we have to do? Feel really good about our defense. Offensive line, I hope there's a lot of competitive excellence going on. Who are the best 5? Put the best 5. Put the best 5, just alpha dogs out there. Even if they're not, you know, they might not necessarily just genetically be the best, but that guy will rip your freaking face off, you know? Put that dude out there, man. Win with that. So I think that's what this week, these next couple weeks are. And fundamentally being on the right communication. Well, we got a lot of time to prepare for Tennessee, and knowing that, you know, Sampson is a dude, man. He almost got 1,500 yards. They want to run the rock, but you go back and you look at their losses. You know, I mean, our loss versus the 1-point loss on the road, lost to Michigan by 3. That was on us. Their losses. They had 0 sacks in those games. Their quarterback threw for 0 touchdowns, like in the hundreds of yards, and that's how they lost. So you keep Will Howard upright, and you're able to stop the run. I mean, the weather is going to affect their quarterback more than it is anything else. So you still want to be able to run it. I'm talking about Ohio State, but you also got to play to your strengths. And the front 7 of Tennessee, really good. They're a top 5 defense in the country. That might not be something that we do. So what does that game plan look like? Solidifying that, guys being, sure of that, that's what these 2 weeks are, and continuing to work on the fundamentals of the game. People forget that, man. When you're off for this amount of time and you don't have live contact days, you still have to go back and tackle. Where that short box confined things, but you still have to work on the fundamentals of the game during this time, because that's what's going to help win these games. The teams that can block and tackle the best, the teams that can execute are the ones that are going to win. It's very, very simple.
Hey, before we get you out of here, what do you got planned for Christmas?
Sure.
What do you got planned for Christmas? What are you doing with the family?
I'll be back up in a week, do some stuff at the Armory, and then we always spend Christmas in Texas, and then I'll be back up. That's what we do. It's going to be great.
Hey.
I don't know. All I want, what do you want for Christmas? I was I literally want nothing. Because if I want stuff, I'll just go to Vance's and buy it. Rat hole money. What do you want? I did want a black cowboy hat. Because when I'm at the farm, I wear a cowboy hat around. No, I don't care, man. I ain't Gucci. I don't need no Gucci cowboy hat. I just want a black wool one. Because I got my straw one. I just want a black one that I'm going to beat the crap out of and work, when I'm out there. That's all. That's all I want.
Be expecting a present from me, Bob, and Shark for everything you do for us. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the day, Schlegs. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
I love you guys. And if you do buy me a cowboy hat, I need the 4 1/4 inch crown. I don't like those big crowns, Beam. I like it to sit nice and tight to the skull.
4 1/4, got it.
Scope. Go Bucks and beat cancer.
There he goes, Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I think it's safe to say one NFL legend is still holding on to a 20-plus year grudge. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no major crashes that we're watching, but seeing things pick up on 670 near the airport and on 33 out in Dublin. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The holidays are here, and let's face it, it's easy to put on a few extra pounds between the parties, the food, and the stress. But this year, do something different and try semaglutide from Affinity Whole Health. Semaglutide is a game changer for weight loss. It'll help curb cravings and keep your energy up so you can tackle the holidays with ease. If you're thinking about TRT or already on it, they work together for amazing results. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Would you believe that giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people? Or that a single cloud can weigh 550 tons or more? Sounds fake, right? How about an insurance company that actually treats you right? Sounds unbelievable, but it's true. NJM Insurance is proud to put policyholders first. And they don't use jingles or mascots either. Don't believe me? Well, guess what? Everything in this commercial is true and approved by the legal department. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
Come out and celebrate the holiday season with Ohio State men's ice hockey this Friday, December 13th and Saturday, December 14th. Join the Buckeyes at the Schottenstein Center as they take on Notre Dame. Friday night, don't miss the annual Teddy Bear Toss and help those in need. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
At Meijer, we believe the holidays should be a special time. A time when families and friends can gather for the simple purpose of enjoying each other's company. From the gifts and decorations which make the moment, to the fresh ingredients that make the meal. Count on Meijer to bring the magic of the season to life with just one stop. We're always working harder to make the holidays a good deal better. Meijer, bring more good to the holidays.
Year-end pricing. New Kias under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
$5? You see, Max, the holidays drive everyone crazy. Especially Great Lakes Kia.
Hi, mister. Did you hear? Year-end pricing.
Thanks, kid, but my credit's in the doghouse. No offense, Max.
If you've got a job, you ride.
A job, eh? Go on.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
New 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day. Save thousands.
Thousands?
And we have 0% financing.
I'm tingly. I can't take it.
You're happy.
New Kias under $5 a day.
During the season of New Tradition sales event.
Great cars.
Great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BIKE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BIKE to 321-321. That's BIKE to 321-321.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up in 2 hours' time, 8:45, 8:46-ish, Adam Fantilli, Columbus Blue Jacket. He's going to join the program. I don't know if we necessarily want to talk about last night's game with him.
Probably not the first thing that he wants to discuss.
No, probably not. But
or me.
Yeah, me either, really. But we are going to check in with him coming up in 2 hours' time, around 8:46, a little bit later on. So we got that to look forward to, which is great.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Hey, Sharky.
Yeah, buddy.
45 minutes away from Coaster Bob time.
No, I'm already got my arms in the air.
Yeah. Getting ready to go down that hill.
Big hump, yeah.
That doesn't apply to you guys right now.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Just the middle of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not even working tomorrow.
I'm not working tomorrow.
You're right. That doesn't apply.
Yes,
to
it
me.
does, because the middle of Wednesday, since I worked 3 days this week, the middle of the Wednesday hour is technically the middle of my week as well.
You're right.
Okay.
As usual, you're right.
He's a math genius.
Yeah, right.
His wife is a mathematician.
Why is this microphone all bouncy?
All right, boys, quick hitters today. I'm going to take you in the way back machine, going all the way back to 1984. Mark Gastineau of the Jets set the NFL sacks record with 22. That record lasted 17 years until 2001 when Michael Strahan of the Giants amassed 22 and a half sacks.
Asterisk.
The record fell when Strahan sacked Brett Favre, who actually fell down in front of Strahan so that his buddy could get the record. Gastineau hasn't forgotten. He saw Favre at a memorabilia show last year and let him know his thoughts. Mark?
You met a long time ago. At least I saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back. I'm going to get my sack back, dude.
You probably would hurt me.
Well, I don't care. You hurt me. You hurt me. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You really hurt me. You hurt me, Brett.
You hurt me, Brett. Now,
so the video to go along with it is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because Brett Favre starts backing away
well, at first he's coming up.
He wants to shake his hand. Favre is coming in hey, man, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. How you been? How's the kids? How's the family? And Gastineau wants to punch him in the nose.
Well, anyway, 3 years ago, Pittsburgh's T.J. Watt tied Strahan's record with 22 and a half sacks. So that made it a moot point. But Beamer, Gastineau, who is now 67 years old, just can't let it go.
Brett Favre released something on Twitter, too. I'm not the biggest Brett Favre guy in the world. He tortured me for years and years and years, and then it was a continuation with Aaron Rodgers. Now it seems to be Jordan Love. So not the biggest fan of former Green Bay quarterbacks. And he had to go on Twitter to clear up the whole thing. He said, back in 2002 when Michael Strahan sacked me at the end of the game, we had wrapped up. I was in no way trying to hurt Mark Gastineau. I was trying to close out a game, squeeze out the last bit of fun during a hard-fought game, so I thought, just go down. That's me ad-libbing. He didn't actually put that in his statement. Booted out of a run, thinking it'd be wide open, saw Strahan standing there and ducked down. The game was over. There was no need for me to do anything spectacular. You're Brett Favre. You always threw that ball, no matter if it was into quadruple coverage, single coverage, double high, whatever. You're always slinging that football. I understand Mark Gastineau being upset about it. I mean, we are 21, right?
23 years.
23 years removed, and Mark Gastineau still has a grudge. Yeah,
Brett Favre's still out there trying to gaslight Mark Gastineau. Like, everyone who saw that 21 years ago knows exactly what Brett Favre was doing. Yeah. He was not trying to make a play.
No.
And nobody pretended at the time that that's what he was doing.
No. How do you don't fix it? I mean, they're not taking the sack off of Strahan's record, and as Shark mentioned, I mean, TJ Watt also tied that record just a couple of years ago. So, I mean, that's not going anywhere. But that was one of the more uncomfortable run-ins that I've seen in quite a while out of two guys at a card show.
Sam Darnold has completely turned his NFL career around after being the 3rd overall pick in the 2018 draft by the Jets. He went 13-25 in 3 seasons in New York, saw a lot of ghosts, and was traded to Carolina, where he went 8-9 as a starter for 2 seasons, and then it was on to the Niners for 1 season, backing up Brock Purdy. And then the Vikings signed him this offseason to back up rookie J.J. McCarthy. But McCarthy was injured in the preseason, and suddenly Darnold was a starter again. And all he's done is go 11-2 with 28 touchdown passes, and now he's going to get paid this offseason, maybe by the Vikings, maybe in free agency.
Maybe the Browns.
But he is going to get paid. The Browns are going after Justin Fields.
Yeah, God, that would be great, wouldn't it?
That'd be great for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vikings offensive coordinator Wes Phillips said yesterday that Darnold will be a sought-after guy after the season and that his worries are over. Now, Austin, if you can remember back to 2018, I think most of us thought that Darnold could be a pretty good NFL quarterback. It just took him a heck of a long time to get here.
It did take longer than you would have imagined. I think about him matching up with Ohio State in that Cotton Bowl, and he did not play amazing, but he had a few throws that you were just like, oh, okay, I guess this is what the fuss is about with his arm talent. You know, we've talked about that in other situations this week with, you know, whether this is Nico Iamaleava at Tennessee, guys who have been being asked early and earlier to go play at the college level, and it's also still been true for many years at the NFL level. It's just not going to be ready as a rookie, and asking these guys to do it early in their careers stunts their development in a lot of cases. Now, sometimes you get through it, sometimes you don't. I think Sam Darnold is on the longer track of what I can remember from somebody actually seeing it through to the other side, but good for him because he did not quit. He didn't just take some of the initial upfront money and be like, it didn't happen for me, and the Jets ruined it. I'm out of here. Like, he kept plugging away, and once you get that experience and overcome some of that adversity and you learn the speed of the game and knowledgeable about offenses, like this is what you can sometimes get. And I think that that's a tribute to the people that have been around Sam Darnold, but also mainly to him himself.
Well, I think it's 2 prongs, too. I think you look at the Jets and just point to them and what a disaster of an organization that they are, and how they churn and burn through general managers and coaches and quarterbacks. And it really is the island of misfit toys over there. Like, until something happens with Woody Johnson and they change that organization from top to bottom, it's really not going to be a finished product. And then it's all about right time, right place. And fortunately for Sam Darnold, he was at the right time and the right place, because I think Kevin O'Connell's a hell of a coach in the NFL. And he said, all right, we're going to go with J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy gets hurt. Sam Darnold, he's a veteran. He's popped around like so much. Remember when it was him and Baker in Carolina, and they were fighting for a starting job down there? So didn't go his way down there. And then he gets to the right situation, gets to the right time, sees this opportunity. I feel like we have this more often now in the NFL. I mean, look at Geno Smith, right? Geno Smith, it took him forever. And then he landed in the right spot with the Seahawks and now has had them in the playoff race, got them to the playoffs. And it's really remarkable. And we're kind of starting to see that with Bryce Young. Bryce Young a little quicker, but he looks like he's got some pop back and could potentially be what we thought he would be coming out of college. So it's about right place, right time, and not going to a disaster of an organization.
It's also, kind of ironic that the Vikings wanted to go start J.J. McCarthy, and that was like, he's clearly not ready.
Yeah.
Like, he was, for what he accomplished a year ago in the rivalry and the national championship and all that, I don't remember a single time watching J.J. McCarthy and thinking, that's an NFL quarterback, and he's definitely ready to start as a rookie.
No, I mean, going into last season, you never thought this guy's a first-round pick. And then when you know how they value quarterbacks in the NFL, and he ends up, 11th or something like that he was drafted, which was overvaluing.
It's a good situation for everybody involved. The Vikings, Sam Darnold, and J.J. McCarthy.
It is, but it's also taking advantage of an opportunity. You look at that same draft in 2018, Josh Rosen was
out of the league.
I don't know what pick he was, 9th or 10th. And he was out of the league in 2 years.
Even look at Baker, Shark. I mean, Baker pops around from team to team, goes to the Panthers, has that start on Thursday Night Football after 2 days of practice with the Rams, goes out there and wins that game. And now he got a contract extension with the Buccaneers, and he's playing probably the best football of his career.
Yeah, you get drafted high, you're going to bad teams. Look at Lamar was in that draft. He ended up okay. Some kid out of Wyoming was in that draft. He ended up okay.
Look at Justin. Justin went to a bad team.
Yep.
He finds himself on a different team now, and then on the Browns next season.
All right, the Yankees weren't able to keep Juan Soto in free agency, but they did pick up a pitcher at baseball's winter meetings. Over the past 5 seasons, Max Fried had the best ERA among starters in the major leagues, 2.81 in 5 years for the Braves. He became a free agent in the offseason, and Beamer, the Yankees, gave him an 8-year, $218 million deal.
What is Max Fried? 30, 31 years old, I think? Somewhere around there?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I thought that the Yankees came out and said after they missed on Juan Soto, after they offered him the 16-year, $750 million or 760, I think 760.
Yeah.
After they offered that, their general manager came out and said, well, we're not going to spend like drunken sailors. Wasn't that the whole point of the Yankees this offseason? We're not going to do that. So instead, we're going to give a 31-year-old pitcher a $218 million contract, which is going to take him all the way up until he's nearly 40 years old. Seems like good business to me. But they're in the win now. They're in the win now stage. So, I mean,
when aren't the Yankees in the win now?
I know, they're always in the win now stage. It's not like they're saying, we're rebuilding for next year. Like, you look at Boston, like what the Red Sox are doing. Like, for a couple of years, they're just kind of sitting there and playing things close to the vest, and then they're going to come out the other side. But yeah, the Yankees are always playing for that. And then we find themselves 5 years down the road, be like, man, that guy's still on the books for them for another 4 years. That's tough.
Yeah. You really feel bad for him.
Oh, I feel awful for him.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's putting a gun to their head and saying you have to spend this money. You have to spend a couple $100 million right now.
On one player.
Yeah. Come on, Yankees.
Yeah.
Get it under control.
For the life of me, I don't understand the discourse surrounding the SEC and scheduling heading into the college football playoff. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Thursday to you. Still no crashes to tell you about across the metro, but watching things pick up on I-71 near downtown and on 33 over on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And better, it's just around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, getting rid of joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down the stairs now, like my dad, tailgate with their friends. They can finally sleep without pain waking them. They feel normal again. That can be you. 2025 could look very different for you, so call QC Kinetics now. Say goodbye to shoulder, knee, hip, back pain, whatever it is. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ray Tesler and his team are waiting for you with treatments right in their office. No downtime, no surgeries, and no drugs. If you've been told surgery is your best and only option, you deserve a second opinion. Find out what all natural regenerative medicine is all about and right for you. The consultation is free. You can use HSA and FSA dollars. So live your best life in 2025 with my friends at QC Kinetics. The better you is just around the corner. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They've got offices in Dublin and Gahanna.
The Central Ohio leader in roof repair and replacement is Roof Revivers. With over 350 5-star reviews on Google, Roof Revivers is committed to repairing roofs first before replacing them. If your roof needs repaired, visit Roof Revivers online at roofrevivers.com. Roof Revivers, we fix leaky roofs.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark. The Shark home sweet home wasn't so sweet for the Blue Jackets. Philadelphia scored 2 goals in the first period, 2 more in the second to go up 4-1. And wound up beating Columbus 5-3. Travis Konechny scored a pair of goals for the Flyers. Zach Werenski, Sean Monahan, and Kent Johnson each scored his 9th goal of the season for Columbus. In basketball, at Value City Arena, the 11th-ranked Ohio State women forced 27 Ball State turnovers and trounced the Cardinals 80-48. Chance Gray scored 21 points for the Buckeyes, who improved to 9-0. While Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was leading his team to a victory in Dallas Monday night, his home in Anderson Township was broken into. Deputies say the home was ransacked, but they're not immediately able to determine what was stolen. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, an approved expense for both HSA and FSA accounts. Reserve your consultation for December and you decide the start date. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 of the program for us on a Wednesday. Brandon Beam, Austin Ward, Mark the Shark coming up here 7:30 this morning. The Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. He's going to join us. And 1 hour away from right now, if you miss Schlegs, different day, same time, he's going to reappear here in 1 hour's time. So around 8 o'clock this morning, Schlegs going to get a chance to listen to him. And 7:30, the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. We'll talk some Buckeyes and some volunteers with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Flyers 5, Jackets 3. Home against the Caps on Thursday.
Enough said.
Yeah, probably one of their worst performances of the year last night at Nationwide Arena, which stinks because they've been so good at home. Hopefully they can turn it around tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's what you're going to get. With
a little bit of a
team and a coaching staff, everything. And no one likes to hear it, but it is transition. It is rebuilding and reloading. You're going to have some off nights.
Yeah, you are. And they did last night. So they go down to the Flyers 5-3. Ohio State women's basketball, 80, Ball State 48. They will take on at Youngstown State at 11 a.m. coming up here on Saturday. By the way, I mean, we have ESPN on.
Full treatment.
It was great. We have ESPN on. And at like 7:36 this morning, or 6:36, we haven't got to 7:36 yet.
Oh, you're seeing the future?
I am. Probably because it's going to be the same replay in the same hour. So I'm guessing at 7:36, if you're watching ESPN, it was so weird and great at the same time. They're doing like NBA Cup matchups and all these different things at like 7:30, the bottom of the hour. And then they go to straight 1-minute highlight package of the Buckeye women's hoops team taking down Ball State last night, and then they go to the Yankees signing Max Fried. Oh, yeah, it was great.
We're like, what is this doing in here? Did they go on some sort of insane run in the game? Did somebody set a scoring record? No,
just straight up, just a minute of
Ohio State women's basketball.
It was great. I mean, it was fantastic. So good job out of them. They continue their awesome season, 80-48. Again, Youngstown State coming in Saturday at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. start. That's fantastic. Ohio State men's soccer against Marshall in the Final Four on Friday evening at 7:30. Spot on the finals for the line. So Buckeyes the number 1 seed, thundering her to Marshall the 13th seed. So very much looking forward to that coming up here on Friday. Sharky, can you update us on the Gardos? Because they were doing some business late last evening during winter meetings.
Yeah, I've been watching the MLB Network has been live at the winter meetings all week, and this one, it got by me. I'm usually, I got my ear to the earth to see what's going on in baseball. To the streets. And, you heard about Lane Thomas and you heard about Josh Naylor and Naylor. Mm-hmm. And I never heard Andres Jimenez's name come up.
3-time Gold Glover.
Went to sleep, woke up, and my phone was blowing up. And I was like, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, what happened?
And so then I immediately...
Could have been a lot worse than this, though.
They trade Andres Jimenez, all-star second baseman, best defensive second baseman in baseball. Not only did he win 3 straight Gold Gloves, he won a Platinum Glove, which goes to the best in the major leagues, not just in the American League. And, they sent reliever Nick Sandlin with them to the Blue Jays and picked up Spencer Horwitz. Mm-hmm. So I immediately look at Spencer Horwitz's numbers. He's obviously not as good defensively. He's not as good offensively. And he's older than Jimenez.
0 for 3.
God, what the heck are they doing? Well, I knew what they were doing. It's such a Cleveland thing. They're unloading a contract, which for them is a big contract.
$10 million this year for Jimenez.
Yeah, but it escalates
15,
quickly.
then 20, and then 25.
It's backloaded. So I understood that. That's the way they do things in Cleveland. Then, a few hours later...
See you later. Don't buy your Spencer Horwitz jersey yet.
Horwitz gets traded to the Pirates, and they pick up a Major League pitcher, Luis Ortiz, who actually had a pretty good season in 2024, and a couple of minor leaguers who are both years away. One, I think, is in Single-A, one in Double-A. So they do have a lot of bodies at middle infield. Juan Brito had a really good season this year with the Clippers. You got Travis Bazzano, who was the number 1 overall pick in the draft last year, on his way. He might be a year or two away. So it is a spot they can fill. It's just, this is a guy who averages 24, 25 stolen bases a season, 10 homers.
Well, they needed arms, right? I mean,
they need arms. Yeah. And so it makes a little more sense, Beam, but a guy of his caliber, and you know how we overvalue our own players.
Of course.
It seemed like they could have gotten more for him.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And it just, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, the number was $10 million. And if you're saying Bazzano's a year away, pay the man $10 million.
Keep him for another season.
Keep him for another year. Then when it escalates up to 15, I mean, we're talking about...
That's still not a bad price for an
making
all-star.
$750 million, not a season, but over 15 years or whatever it ended up being.
And when the Frankie Lindor trade was made with the Mets, you're like, oh my gosh, they didn't get much for him. But they got Ahmed Rosario, who had a couple of good seasons in Cleveland, and they got Jimenez, and it ended up working out. The trade worked out for both teams. Now both those guys are gone, and Frankie's still going strong.
You'll get a Cy Young out of one of these arms, probably.
Is that right?
That's just the way it works. That's what you guys are. You guys are gilded when it comes to trades.
The Guardians do have a good scouting system.
Yeah,
if nothing else, and a pretty good minor league system.
I said that was my goal for the Reds, just to pillage the Guardians scouts. I feel like that would be a success. They got your old manager. But I don't know about the scouting department for the Reds. Yeah, I found that to be interesting. Late last night, there was some Gardos news. Can you understand the discourse around the SEC scheduling to me and why everyone was, Alabama's out there saying we're not going to schedule anybody moving forward? They had 3 losses in their own conference.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand that the SEC is always going to stamp its feet and try and get its way. I don't understand the argument that they're choosing. Because they can't actually make their non-conference scheduling any softer than it already is. Like, that is not what happened to Alabama. Greg Byrne, Alabama's athletic director, is coming out and say, well, if this is the way it's going to be and strength of schedule is not going to matter, well, we're not going to schedule anybody outside the league. You're already doing that.
Yeah. How
could you make it softer? Can you play the Citadel twice? I don't think so. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Why, out of everyone that could make this argument, then there are cases where you could say, well, legitimately, maybe you'd have been better off not playing this game. Alabama is not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, if you just beat either Vanderbilt or Oklahoma, a bad Oklahoma team, there is no conversation. Alabama is in without question.
Yeah.
You have no leg to stand on here.
I just didn't understand why everybody was so up in arms about it. It would be different if you lost the game at Wisconsin. Then I could understand don't schedule a Big Ten team on the road or whatever your theory is on that. But to come out and say we're not going to schedule a tough schedule, we're not going to make a tough schedule, and then you lose 3 conference games, you can't change those opponents.
It's because they don't have a compelling winning argument to make about anything else. So they have to deflect. And this will get people on Alabama's side. This will rally the fan base. They feel like they were done wrong by the college football playoff selection.
Oregon was done wrong. If you want to point to a team and say, boy, they ran the table, they look great, they were by far and away the best team and most accomplished in college football this year because they didn't lose a single game on their schedule, and then you're rewarded with either A, Ohio State, or B, Tennessee in the Rose Bowl.
I mean, the system is flawed without question. Objectively, it is wrong and bad, and everyone knew that it was going to be this way. And we also knew, by the way, that there were going to be arguments about flawed teams fighting for the 11, 12, 13, 14 spots in those rankings. This is the way it always works. There's going to be debate, and there's going to be opportunities to nitpick the resumes and the accomplishments or lack of accomplishments for the teams in those spots. That's the nature of college football. It is the nature of all college sports when you don't have clear-cut qualifying criteria to get in. Why does this never happen in the NFL, Beam? Because you know exactly how you qualify for their postseason.
Yes, wins and losses.
And you cannot argue it. You may wind up in situations that are wonky and weird with teams that sneak in with a losing record because they won their division, but everyone agreed to those rules.
Mm-hmm.
What everyone in college football has agreed to is, hey, whatever these 13 people decide we're going to do, and then we're going to be outraged afterwards.
By the way, I know that we talked to Jensen yesterday about this. Awful watch parties they have. Terrible watch parties.
I saw their...
It looks like a retirement home.
I saw their food menu, and that looked pretty nice. And the stuff at the Gaylord...
What was on the food menu?
Check that out. They had a great food spread down there, as you might imagine, at the Gaylord Resorts. That place is awesome, by the way. And I understand why these people want to jump to be on the selection committee when they're supposed to have real day jobs being athletic directors or coaches, or I guess there's one media member or former media member on there now. But then you're just sitting there in this room and Ward Manuel's drinking a Perrier. That's what you're doing to watch. That's not how you're supposed to watch college football.
Yeah, crack a couple of cold ones.
But look at the menu was they were treated well there, but you don't see anyone actually eating it.
Kolaches. Yeah, by the way, shout out to Kolache Republic down in the brewery district right there on High Street. That's terrific.
I haven't been there.
Oh, you got to go.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to go there. It's one of my favorite places.
I do love kolaches.
8:30 to 10, breakfast. 10 a.m., cinnamon rolls and kolaches. 12 p.m., soup, salads, and sandwiches. 1 to 8 p.m., freshly popped popcorn. That's on the tab for 7 hours. 2 to 5 p.m., nacho bar and charcuterie, or as Schlegs likes to say, charcuterie. And then 6 to 8 p.m., tailgate, wings, hot dogs, hamburgers, shrimp. Yeah, doesn't sound bad. Doesn't sound bad.
A lot of people tailgating with shrimp. Is that?
It's a Southern thing. It's a Louisiana thing.
It's a hotel thing.
It's a hotel thing. Probably because they have a lot of shrimp left over in the inventory. Austin's guy, Lane Kiffin, he whines a whole lot, but I think he's got a point with this comment. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still no major crashes on the map, but watching things pick up on I-71 near downtown and on 23 on the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Those other guys' drain cleaning specials seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. Get it done right the first time with the Waterworks.
Make some space. Wendy's new mushroom bacon cheeseburger is entering the chat for a limited time only. Savory roasted mushrooms, crispy bacon, melted Munster cheese, and creamy garlic spread, all resting on Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef. We know not everyone loves mushrooms, but let your mouth do the thinking here. It's a tasteful fusion unlike anything you've sunk your teeth into, and it's coming from Wendy's, so you know you're getting flavors worth in every bite. But if you want to ignore the happiness just because you think you don't like mushrooms, we won't stop you. We'll be here, hanging out with the new burger in town. For some mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Make the most of your holidays with the Kroger app. You can enjoy over $600 in digital coupons every week. Get access to low prices and earn fuel points to save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. The Kroger app makes it easy to save this holiday season. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on Kroger brand bone and hickory smoked spiral ham. Just 89 cents a pound with your card and additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Football is all about winning, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, we've got everything you need to stay game day ready. Don't forget our Carvenience service, the most convenient way to service your vehicle. We pick it up, drop off a rental, and we bring it back to you when it's done. Plus, every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Hinderer Motor Company, where convenience and confidence meet. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, getting rid of joint pain once and for all. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down the stairs like my dad, tailgate with their friends. They can finally sleep without pain waking them up. That aching, they can feel normal again. That can be you. 2025 can look very different than what the past years have looked. So call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, the hip, the back, whatever's aching you. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ray Tezer and his team, they're waiting for your call with the treatments right in the office with no downtime, no drugs, no surgeries. Their advanced protocols in regenerative medicine have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting relief. No steroid shots. And if you've been told surgery is your only option, well, check out a second opinion and go check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Go to QC Kinetics/Columbus, or even better yet, call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 with offices in Dublin and Gahanna.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Hey, it's Shark and Carp from Morning Juice. We love Wednesdays. We call them hump days. And if you're in need of a midweek boost, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, has you covered with the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack. Now, every Wednesday, you can get parlay profit boosts on everything from spreads to over-unders, even player props. So don't let the weekend have all the fun. Take advantage of the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack. Who knows? Might just become your favorite day, Bob.
Gosh, I love that Hump Day reward stack. You get during the NFL, you get in the NBA, it's all here for you. So look for the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack in the FanDuel app, and you'll find your profit boost. New to FanDuel? Visit FanDuel.com/juice. That's FanDuel.com/juice. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Opt-in required. Max wager amount applies. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
Public school educators provide the high-quality education and support our students need to thrive.
Too often they work unpaid hours, take on stress, and endure disrespect from politicians who use our public schools to play their political games. We must encourage our leaders to do more for our public school employees so they can keep doing their important work.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at a little bit of scattered light snowfall this morning. You may see a brief reduction in visibility or a slick spot on a bridge or overpass as that passes through. Temperatures will make their way from the low 30s this morning to the mid 30s this afternoon. We end the snow tonight. Temperatures falling into the teens. Wind chill near to below zero by Thursday morning. Sunny in mid 20s by Thursday afternoon. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, Austin.
What's up?
Why don't you fire a number at us?
6.
Caller number 6 right now. 614-821-9710. That's the phone number. You get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a family 4-pack of tickets to see the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Anaheim Ducks this Saturday, September 14th or December 14th. September was a couple of months ago. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. 614-821-9710. That's the phone number. Caller number 6. You get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a pair of tickets to go see the Jackets coming up here on Saturday. Hopefully it's a better performance on Saturday than it was here this evening. Or last evening, rather. Your guy
last September.
Yeah, last September. Wake me up when September ends. So your guy, Lane Kiffin.
Don't call him that.
He is. He's your guy. You met with him the morning after he's left like a thief in the night. You were waiting on him in the indoor, as we found out yesterday when you were telling that grand story, which you can always go back to the podcast and listen to that, what Austin's evening was like covering Tennessee during that time. I did think it's interesting, Lane Kiffin. I mean, we know the college football playoff system is a bad system. We have talked about how it's a bad system and whether moving forward or not into 2026, you want to reseed the teams when the initial bracket is revealed, or whether or not you want to have conference champions still have the same criteria, but you don't get the auto bye. You just rank the teams and then seed them appropriately, which I think would make more sense. Or you can do that and you can reseed them through the game. So whatever you want to do.
Imagine that.
You make up things on the fly all the time. Just make up the rules as we go. Lane Kiffin whines about a lot, but I did think he had some interesting things to say about the college football playoff system, with Ole Miss being left out as a 3-loss team.
It's just different. It's just totally different. And these comparisons of other conferences and ACC and Big 12, I mean, it's just like you might as well be in different leagues, not conferences, different leagues. You know, like here's the NFL, here's the SEC, here's those few Big 10 teams, and then here's everybody else. So you're going to see it in the draft. You know, it'll be different like it always is with the SEC, the amount of kids drafted out of here and there. And it's really a bad system.
I don't know how you fix, comparing conference to conference, though. I really don't, unless you want to talk about a whole other discussion, which is a total breakaway of the major conferences in college football to then create your own bowl subsystem with 60-plus teams, and then you take away your normal Big Ten, SEC rivalries that you have via location of where you're at in the country, and then you just want to play like a Rolodex. Hey, this year we're playing Colorado, Arizona State, SMU, Cincinnati, whatever. I don't know how you fix that. I really don't.
These arguments just coming from the SEC, like no one is telling the SEC that they don't play very good football and that they don't have very good teams. But the frustration from Alabama and their being totally distraught that they're not rewarded for only losing 3 games is insane. Lane Kiffin being the person to come out, and his comments previous to the selection committee's decision last week were, they just don't understand. Are these coaches, have they ever been to an SEC environment to go try and win games on the road? Well, I don't know, Lane. How hostile was the Grove when Kentucky came down?
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to win on the road in the SEC. I don't think so.
Ask Andre Turrentine. He said that same thing last night.
I mean, teams do that all the time. Like, they're just bad faith arguments because they're used to getting the benefit of the doubt. And I think it's I'm actually encouraged by the fact that the College Football Playoff Selection Committee didn't just say, well, you know what, Alabama, there's got to be 4 SEC teams, so we're going to take the 4th one. Or maybe it'll be Ole Miss, or maybe it'll be South Carolina. I'm glad that they didn't do that, because a lot of this elevation of that conference, I used to cover it, and I know that there are good players in the SEC, and the NFL draft proves it.
By the way, there are good players everywhere.
That's worth a reminder as well. There are good players coast to coast playing college football. And yes, the SEC wins a lot of big games, but Alabama, more specifically, Nick Saban won those games. And the fact that the SEC has always rallied around it, and you would be in stadiums at other bowl games and you'd hear SEC.
I'm telling you,
is the dumbest thing in the world.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if Ohio State is beating Tennessee handily, which I don't know if it's going to happen or not, impossible to. It's no. SEC. That coming out of the horseshoe, if that happens on a wintry night in Columbus, Ohio, will maybe be the most satisfying thing of all time.
Parlay a little O-H-I-O into an SEC.
How great would that be? Again, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, you might have jinxed it.
No, hey, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. We've all thought about it. I'm just the one talking. But that would just, it would hit. It would hit.
It would hit different. Yeah.
It would hit different.
But, they're so used to getting their way. I'm glad that they're not. And they're fumbling to try and find an argument that would actually give traction. And you look on their fan bases, their message boards, and they're like, yeah, Lane's going to bat, and Kalen DeBoer is going to bat, and Greg Burns going to bat. But like nationally, anyone can just listen to what they're saying and immediately poke holes in it. Impossible to win on the road in the SEC? No. All these teams did that quite easily, including to you, Lane Kiffin. Non-conference scheduling, you're playing FCS teams still. What are you talking about? Like, you didn't just schedule the most aggressive thing in the world. And this is also why I said earlier in the year, there's no way that Alabama is going to play that Ohio State series. No way.
When is that?
Starts in 27, 28. It's like two years down the road, 26, 27. I don't know. It's coming in the next 5 years, but it's not going to happen. There's no way.
You don't think?
No. You just heard Greg Byrne, right?
Yeah.
Got to soften up that non-conference schedule.
27,
28. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no way those games are being played.
That's a shame.
I mean, I don't think it's a shame. Part of the reason that we have these difficulties I mentioned this with the NFL system and how it's clear to qualify. The Big Ten and the SEC shouldn't be playing any non-conference games, period. Like, you want to make it easier and draw a line to determine a championship and to get into the field. You have 18-team leagues like the Big Ten where you're playing half of the conference. It's impossible. Look at those absurd tiebreakers that we were talking about going into the last week of the regular season, and Penn State and Indiana, and the lack of crossovers with Ohio State and Oregon. Like, they should play 12 conference games and then a conference championship, and then you might have more clear-cut paths. And guess what? Ole Miss would get to play Vanderbilt, and no, they'd have to play Kentucky again. Sorry, that wouldn't work out as well for them. But they should be playing more conference games and not 8. Like, that's part of the thing that damaged them.
Well, yeah, and everybody else is playing 9 conference games.
Yeah. We're not going to schedule non-conference games.
It didn't matter.
What are you talking about?
It didn't matter.
You already play more of them and weaker ones than anyone else.
But
chicken salad Saturday was invented by the SEC.
It is tougher than the rest of the conference, and that's
what
more.
They say.
It just means more. Just take their word for it, all right?
Well, Nick Saban is the only one that accomplished these things for them. Yes, other teams did win. LSU won a national championship. Yes. That's great. The vast majority, and then the benefit of the doubt for the rest of the league, came from the fact that Nick Saban was coaching in that league and is the greatest coach in college football history. Your conference didn't do that. Nick Saban did that.
Yes, they did. Stop arguing with him. Riley of Upper Arlington. He knew he needed to be caller number 6. He wins 4-pack of tickets to go see the Jackets take on Anaheim this Saturday over at Nationwide Arena. The Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts, he's going to join the program. We'll start breaking down the Buckeyes draw in the college football playoff with him. That is 2 minutes away. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still no major crashes on the map, but watching things pick up on I-71 near downtown and on 23 on the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Streaming December 19th.
Something really terrible has been happening to all the people I've had sex with. They're kind of dying.
Hot dogs. It's a love story with a body count. Starring Stephanie Hsu and Zasha Mamet.
Dating is already impossible, and now people are dying. It's can you? I cannot.
Blade, a new comedy series. Streaming December 19th, only on Peacock.
I think I have to warn them. I was hoping you'd say that. Roll on some deodorant and we'll head out.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Cruising here, Wednesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Austin Ward, Mark the Shark. Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Gas Hotline. Check with our guy. He is the Sailor of Pain. He is the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. Patrick, how we feeling about the college football playoff draw?
Well, I think it could have been an easier path for Ohio State, but I also think if you're Ohio State, you think you have the most talent in the country. You are going to go through a gauntlet here. Might as well start early, right? So, it definitely, I've heard all the arguments. I think, you could have switched some teams around and probably had an easier path for Ohio State, but I think it could be a blessing in disguise to get them, up and motivated for a team like Tennessee to start right away, and then you get that rematch with Oregon if you win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know it's on the line, right? You're going to the Rose Bowl. If you win, if you lose, then that's a whole different conversation for a different day, and certainly the temperature here in Columbus will be about 1,000 degrees hot on Ryan Day, and the entire coaching staff, as rightfully should, because that would mean you've lost the last 2 games of the year, and depending on how the game actually looks, Patrick, running into the teeth of a Tennessee defense, which is, one of the best rush defenses in the country. And overall defenses, we'll see what happens on that front. What are you expecting out of the Horseshoe coming up here next Saturday, around 10 days away from right now?
I think that's a really good question. Not because of what Kirk Herbstreit said about the, which I think I get kind of the sentiment from sort of the outside, even though he's not as much of an outsider, but more just we haven't had a mid-December game at the Horseshoe, late December game, I guess, at the Horseshoe. And how do people handle, that type of cold? I think generally the Michigan game is about as cold as you get, right? And so, you're fired up for that. I think it will be, a similar atmosphere to Indiana and a raucous crowd. The Buckeye fans finally get their night game against a marquee opponent, which has been a while. So I imagine it will be kind of crazy in there, but I also know it's going to be probably pretty frigid that night. It's not a game that's been on everyone's schedule. I think a lot of people probably anticipated that the Buckeyes would get that first round bye coming into the season, so maybe they didn't plan for this. But I think Buckeye Nation will show up, and I imagine as we talk to Ryan Day and the players next week, we'll hear a lot of the same refrain we heard before Indiana and Michigan about how much the Buckeyes need the fans to be behind the team.
Yeah, they do, and it's a unique opportunity, not just because it's the first playoff game in the shoe, but also you have an SEC team coming north, and that's what people have been begging for a long time for, Murph. When you look at how that matchup is going to play out, I think the intrigue that we've all been talking about is primarily on the offensive line, with the potential for either Luke Montgomery or Josh Padilla to move into that lineup as now Ohio State tries to adjust not just because of injury, but for performance. What do you think is going to happen?
If I knew that, then I think
you wouldn't be saying it here.
Right. I think it's really interesting because these are two guys. I know obviously Luke's played some, both stepping in this year and then as kind of the swing offensive lineman last year. But imagine being Josh Padilla if you're told you're going to go be the starting center to play in the first home playoff game in Ohio State history as your first real snaps. The coaching staff, I think, are showing that they have a lot of confidence in you if they put you in there, but it's still a big responsibility, especially at center. So, look, I think if those guys are out there, then they've probably earned it. I don't think if you're Ohio State, you can just kind of make some changes just to make changes like they did last year on the offensive line, obviously, with what's on the line here. So, I think this is the biggest thing that we will be looking at as we get to go into this game. And I believe we get to see some practice heading into this, so maybe we'll have a little bit of an idea because of the way the playoff stuff is set up. But yeah, I mean, this is the key to the game. Getting that offensive line right will make or break, I think, what Ohio State can do in that game, and probably if Ohio State wins or if Tennessee wins.
He is Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Murph, what's this game plan going to look like? I mean, we know what Tennessee does well. Good defense, and they like to run the football. Like, I know that Nico Iamaleava, he gets a lot of credit, and he can throw the deep ball. Inconsistent sometimes when throwing the football, but when you start to break down this game plan from an offensive perspective, I can't imagine you give Ryan Day and Chip Kelly 3 weeks and we're going to have the same situation that we saw a couple of weeks ago against Michigan and just bruising your head against the wall 15, 16, 20 times in the middle of this volunteer defense.
First of all, props to you for getting Nico's name right. I'm still working on A, pronouncing it, and B, spelling it.
I don't know if I got it right. I'm not sure, but I said it with confidence.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the game plan will look a lot different. For whatever reason, Ryan Day and this team have had this mental block, whatever you want to call it, with Michigan, and this need to prove that they can run the ball and be a tough team and all that stuff. But I think if you look at the rest of the season and the way that this team played, I think that's what you're going to see. Whether we see Georgia Ryan Day where they really let it all hang out or not, I don't know. But I certainly think that you'll see, the team that went to Oregon and lost by 1 and really competed, the team that went to Penn State, the team that beat Indiana. And, will that be good enough? I think so. But, you do have a really good opponent on the other side of the field again. So, I think the weather will play a part in terms of what you're going to do. But you look at teams, just look in the NFL, and the Browns a few weeks ago against the Steelers in the snow, they were still able to sling it a little bit. So I think the ball needs to get in the hands of the playmakers, spread some things out that way, use the pass to open up the run. And, what's working needs to be emphasized. And I don't know if you can necessarily have that full game plan. You have your ideas, but once you find something that's working, stick with it. And the Buckeyes found that 2-minute drill against Michigan and then didn't really go back to it until it was too late. So I think you've got to be ready to just kind of adjust on the fly, which they've done, and then stick with what's working and not be so persistent on doing one thing or the other.
What I'm hearing from you, Murph, is that you think maybe Jeremiah Smith should have targets in this game.
Yeah, I think Jeremiah Smith needs targets. I think Emeka needs targets. Like Ryan Day said, get the ball out on the perimeter and let these guys go to work. You're not built to be a power run team all the time. And I know they brought in Quinshon and they've been able to run the ball better, but be the Buckeyes and go out and do what the Buckeyes do. And if you're going to go down fighting your way. And if that's not good enough, that's not good enough. But don't try and be something else just because you think that's what you need to prove. And I don't think they will. I think this, as Ryan Day said again, like you win any way possible in this game and for the rest of the season. And so I think getting the ball into the playmakers' hands, the aggression on defense, maybe rotating those guys again because we didn't see a ton of that against Michigan that we'd seen defensively. All the stuff that was working. Let's go back to that. How about that?
What's your concern level for special teams in this playoff game against Tennessee, and if they win that moving forward, Pat? Because we saw a couple of obvious mishaps with the field goal execution against Michigan, Travion letting the ball bounce and having to take it really at the 6-yard line, costing them a few yards. Just special team executions overall. What's your concern level?
I think it's always high with this team, but I do think that the tightness and the emphasis on the Michigan game played a part in that. I mean, it was a week before that we just saw the best special teams game probably in quite some time at Ohio State, and that obviously includes the Caleb Downs return. But I thought things had started to move in the right way. Jaden Fielding had only missed one field goal all year. They'd done some okay things in the return even before Caleb Downs. So I think it was moving in the right direction and then took a big step back. So I'm hoping that they can figure that out again, or maybe it was just being so concerned about Michigan, and now you can play a bit more free. But I think that this team, until special teams consistently becomes a weapon, you're always going to be a bit concerned about what it will do.
Murph, were you just hoping that Ohio State stuck at the 8 seed so you could go to L.A. for the Rose Bowl?
I knew this was coming. No, I was hoping that the Ohio State would get a bye and then go to the Rose Bowl, but that didn't work out that way.
But you already knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yes. No, look, I like LA, as you know, but
you do?
There are definitely other bowl sites that we could have gone to that would have been A, easier, and B, as you and I have talked about, a bit more entertaining for our side of things. But look, we as Ryan Day said, it's the draw we have, and we have to do it. Now, this whole schedule, this media schedule, has really thrown things off because I've changed my flight like 6 different times already from when I'm flying out there, if they even get that far. So, it's been an experience thus far, and I think they're going to have to figure some things out in this college football playoff going forward.
What dates did you book first?
Well, first I just booked Christmas.
Okay.
That's what I'm used to.
The normal, gotcha.
Yes. And then I booked the 27th. And then when I found out that there'll be interviews on campus, I was like, well, I should probably be there for those. So now I've moved it to the 29th. And so as much as I like LA, it sounds like I will be there the minimum amount of time possible.
I mean, it's really upsetting, too, because, that Cards-Rams game, Pat, is on the 29th. So if you play your cards right and you get there like midday, maybe they're playing a Sunday night football game. Who knows? Maybe you can still go out to SoFi and watch your Rams play.
I've looked at the Rams schedule. I looked at the Lakers schedule. I was starting to plan things, and then I was like, maybe I should calm down because they still have to win a game. And then I got the schedule, and I was like, well, this is all out the window.
Hey, the standard is the standard, Pat. You're not holding yourself up to that, all right? The point to the sign at all costs. You're not doing what you need to do for your teams. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll check in again soon, okay?
All right, talk to you guys soon.
There he goes. Patrick Murphy, Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Right now, we're watching one crash on I-70 westbound downtown. We've got the right lane blocked off just past that Richtown Street exit. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Enjoy huge savings, thoughtful gifts, stocking stuffers, and everything you need for a memorable holiday at Meijer. Keep your family toasty and warm with Falls Creek outerwear at 50% off. Give the gift of Squish with Squishmallows. Assorted 14-inch varieties now 40% off. Inspire creativity and fun with favorite brands like Crayola and Play-Doh. 20% off. Great gifts and exclusive holiday savings make the season a good deal better. Shop in-store or on the Meijer app and get the same low prices. Exclusions apply. Go to Meijer.com for details.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Announcing our $99 home preventive maintenance checkup. It's getting cold out there. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the winter months. Check out Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric at carpentercolumbus.com.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Year-end pricing. New Kias under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
$5? You see, Max, the holidays drive everyone crazy. Especially Great Lakes Kia.
Hi, mister. Did you hear? Year-end pricing.
Thanks, kid, but my credit's in the doghouse. No offense, Max.
If you've got a job, you ride.
A job, eh? Go on.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
New 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day. Save thousands.
Thousands?
And we have 0% financing.
I'm warm. I'm tingly. I can't take it.
You're happy.
New Kias under $5 a day.
During the season of New Tradition sales event.
Great cars.
Great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Hey, golfers, it's Timmy Hall here, and I just found out how to keep my game sharp through the cold months so I can kick Austin's ass again next spring. It's the Fans Indoor Golf League at Fairway Columbus, presented by Woodford Reserve. 12-week league, 24 spots. It starts January 5th. The first 10 signups get it for $350, less than $30 a week, then $400 for the remaining signups. Plenty of Woodford Reserve specials, food from McGinnis Grill. Folks, these are the finest golf sims in the city. So sign up at 971thefan.com and don't put those sticks away.
Bishop and Friends.
Which window did you prefer?
Noon. Let's get up and let's get to it, because after the game was over, you got more time to recover, go out.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
1 hour away from right now, Columbus Blue Jacket Adam Fantilli. He's going to join the program. We'll talk a little Jackets with him. We got a busy 8 o'clock hour. Schlegs at 8 o'clock, Bob at 8:20. All kinds of good stuff for you coming up here in the next hour of the program.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Austin, what's got you fired up today?
So Liberty she's cracked another code.
Okay.
To try and make mama happy, which is you need to do some reading in the evening. You need to do some homework. You need to work on your penmanship. Well, she also wants to watch wrestling with me.
Good.
Okay. So her proposal, the last 2 nights, she's put this into effect. We're going to pass notes back and forth. She's going to write something down. She's like, who do you think is going to win this match? And then she passes. She's sitting on the couch. I'm over on the lazy boy. Passes it over to me. I write back to her an answer. Question. I got to keep the conversation going with her.
Via notes.
But so
she's working on her penmanship.
So she's working on her penmanship. She's got this notebook. She's got the pen out. She's working on spelling some words. She's getting pretty good. She's learning, and that's her little workaround because she wants to stay up and she wants to watch Raw. She wants to watch NXT. She's really into it. It's great. Am I the parent of the year?
Yes.
Some people are saying, but we're double dipping, and she has found a way. I did not propose. This was not my idea. We're watching the wrestling. That might have been my idea initially, but taking this and if I don't have to go upstairs and read and miss a match if I'm doing two things at once. And
multitasking.
So she came up with that, and it's great. And now she's talking trash in this notebook to me because we don't always agree. I tend to like
more of a.
She likes the baby faces, and I like the heels.
Of course. Okay,
So,
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody that might be the way that I lean with my entertainment.
You are a Max Verstappen fan, so it makes sense.
Well, I knew that you were going to say that too.
Yeah.
And she celebrated on Sunday with the Constructors' Championship for her McLaren team because she did shift off Ferrari last year to Lando. So,
have you told Liberty?
Don't say it.
Wrestling? Okay. I just wanted to see.
Don't say it, Shark.
I'm not saying a word. I just wondered if
around the holiday season.
Just wondered if you had told her.
We take the entertainment at face value.
It's still real to me, damn it.
I mean, I don't think that she believes it to be a competition on the level of college football or the NFL or
NFL's rigged,
but
it is.
We can argue about that, I guess.
No, we don't need to do that.
But her mom, Shark, likes to say, "Oh, don't worry, it's not real." But she goes, "Well, they're getting hurt."
Yeah, they are getting hurt.
Yes,
true.
And I say, "Yeah, that's
Most
right."
Those guys are dead by the time they're 50.
I said, "Yeah, that's right, sweetheart. That is real." And the rest, envelopes.
Watch mankind jump off a steel cage like 35 feet in the air onto tacks.
It's no joke.
He didn't
no joke.
Get thrown off of it. No less.
Yeah.
Hell in a cell. Yeah. We're not pretending like.
No, I just wondered.
No, it's
Austin,
a fair question.
I wasn't trying to start anything.
I get it. It's a fair question.
Took me a while when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. But I also I enjoyed it more once I found out that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That because of the added intrigue to that.
I was always a big Papa Pump Scott Steiner guy.
Holla if you hear me.
Loved RVD. The high flyers like the Hardy
Boys.
The Hardy Boys were great, like a Rey Mysterio, just because I was a fat kid, so I could never do any of that stuff. And it always intrigued me to watch them just fly through the air.
Yeah. She still loves Rey Mysterio. He's still around and still competing in WWE. So she last night had on her Lucha Libre mask.
Good.
She goes by Lucha Liberty.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So that was fun. And so we're getting some work done, homework done, and at the same time poisoning her brain with wrestling fandom.
It's fine. It's fine. Everybody needs an outlet.
That's mine. That's ours.
Sharky,
Yeah.
what Schlegs got to say?
I remember back in the day when I got poison ivy, I used to just put bleach on it, but then it started jacking up with my skin, and somebody told me you shouldn't do that. And I was like, okay, I won't.
I think if you put bleach on poison ivy, it'd probably burn a hole in your arm.
I think it probably will kill it.
Probably would.
Yeah.
It's going to kill everything.
Right.
You guys just weighed in on this in the last half hour, but I got to say something about Lane Kiffin because he has a lot to say, and sometimes
he's talking to anybody who's listening.
He's a breath of fresh air, and sometimes he's just hot air. And there are times I agree with him. Yesterday he talked about the December calendar in college football, which is
mayhem,
ridiculous, and basically the transfer portal, which is now open, heading into the biggest part of the season. He said, just think if the NFL was getting ready for the playoffs and players are in free agency already, it's a really poor system, but we just try to manage the best we can, and hopefully someday it'll get fixed. Well, that I agree with him on, and it seems like an easy fix. Now, I understand that if you extend this to after the national championship, semesters have already started at your new school, and so you wouldn't enroll in time, but there's got to be some kind of solution for this transfer portal. Anyway, when he started talking about the mighty SEC and basically how 4 and 5 loss teams should get in because they're better in the SEC than anywhere else, that had me a little crazy because we knew when we went to this 12-team format that it wasn't going to be the best 12 teams in college football because you had to include a representative from every Power 4 school and somebody from the group of 5. And this comes up every single year when we had the 4-team playoff. Who's the 5th and 6th best team? Now it's 12. Who's the 13th or 14th? And if we go to 14 or 16, the argument's always. Jay Billis complains every year about the 69th team in the NCAA
Crazy
tournament.
how Syracuse didn't get in the tournament this year.
But the non-conference schedule for Lane this year, Furman, Middle Tennessee, Wake Forest, and Georgia Southern. And they clobbered every one of them.
What a surprise.
Just because you clobbered all those teams doesn't mean you get a pass for losing to Kentucky and LSU and Florida. I had to look up their final records in the SEC, those 3 schools, Kentucky, LSU, Florida. When they didn't play Ole Miss, they were 7-14. And you lost to all 3 of them. So stop complaining, Lane.
Think he's going to listen to you?
He's not going to listen to me, but I want to encourage everybody in America not to listen to him.
I love it. Good
Sometimes.
job. Good job, Shark.
Somebody else on this show ripping Lane Kiffin. I'm here for that.
2 out of 3. I love Lane. You love heels? He is the heel.
He's not, though. He's the most boring person in the world. He's just figured out how to use social media and talk in 5-second clips. If I challenge you, Beam, if you think he's a heel who's worth listening to, sit down and watch an entire Lane Kiffin press conference.
I don't want to.
You'll be bored to tears.
Not going to do it.
This element of...
hey, man, I cut so much sound here working as a producer. I had to listen to James Franklin every week during his press conference, and that is worse than Kevin Stefanski. You know who's
No. Nobody's worse than Kevin Stefanski.
You're right. I got a little out of control with that. You know who is the antithesis of Lane Kiffin?
Tell me who you think it is.
Kenny Dillingham.
Oh. Kenny D,
the head coach of Arizona State. Listen to what he had to say about guys hitting the portal.
For our guys that are going in the portal, we've met with most of our guys that are going in. Our guys have the opportunity to stay on our football team. Like, they're like, well, we'll go in at the end. I go, no, that's not fair to you to go in after our run is over. Like, I want you to have the best opportunity to find a spot. You can go in right now, day one, we'll help you find a spot and stay on our football team if you want to stay on our football team, and let's go on this ride together the rest of the way. But I didn't want those guys to feel like they had to wait to go in because they wanted an opportunity to have a bigger role for a program until after the CFP. I think that would have hurt their chances. So I made it very clear to the guys that you can stay on the team as long as you do what you're supposed to do, just like you're on the team. Go to meetings, show up. Even if you go in the portal here, that doesn't affect me at all. That's just us being on the same page, trying to help you achieve what you want to achieve in your career. So we will have some people going in that choose to stay a part of this team, and it fires me up that we have the relationship between the kids on the team that they want they want these guys to stay a part of it. And then we'll have some guys on the team that are like, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to take midweek visits, and I got to be a little bit more aggressive finding a spot, and that's fine too. Either way, it's what's best for these guys.
Easy to understand why he has his team in the college football playoff.
Yeah. This is a great approach.
It's a really, really fantastic approach. So I like that at him. That had me juiced. What else has me juiced is Schlegs. He's going to talk some college ball with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Wednesday. We are still watching a crash on I-70 westbound just past the Richtown Street exit downtown. The right lane is blocked off. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stutterwald with your fan traffic.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
What's better than the sound of a Krispy Kreme truck delivering fresh donuts to McDonald's?
Enjoy a Krispy Kreme donut paired with an any-size hot or iced coffee for just $3. Offer valid 12/10 to 4/30/25 while supplies last. Price and participation may vary.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets Honda shirt, all for just $99. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Streaming December 19th.
Something really terrible has been happening to all the people I've had sex with. They're kind of dying.
Hot dogs! It's a love story with a body count. Starring Stephanie Hsu and Zasha Mamet.
Dating is already impossible, and now people are dying. It's like, can you? I cannot.
Laid, a new comedy series. Streaming December 19th, only on Peacock.
I think I have to warn them. I was hoping you'd say that. Roll on some deodorant and we'll head out.
At Meijer, we believe the holidays should be a special time. a time when families and friends can gather for the simple purpose of enjoying each other's company. From the gifts and decorations which make the moment, to the fresh ingredients that make the meal, count on Meijer to bring the magic of the season to life with just one stop. We're always working harder to make the holidays a good deal better. Meijer. Bring more good to the holidays.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Look, it's no secret I've got some weight to lose. I look around, see everybody else here at the radio station. Other friends have done it as well. All have done it with Awaken 180. So I said to myself, all right, let's see what this is all about. I've never tried a diet or weight loss program before. Wouldn't touch the meds. It all sounded terrible. Cut this out, cut that out. Work out constantly, inject myself for life. Hard pass, no thanks. I need something that I can actually do. And Awaken 180, it makes sense. You eat more often, you keep the flavor, and most importantly, it works. I'm only 3 days in, down 7 pounds. Poof, 7 pounds already. I'm finding the rhythm, eating more frequently, and actually having fun cooking dinner again. Tasty food that fits the plan. I spatchcocked the chicken the other night. When have I ever done that before? My why is simple. I need to be around for Willie. Need to be able to play with him. I need to keep up with him and be there for him. So if you need a plan that works, do what I'm doing and everyone else has already done. Visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800. Let's get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Bart Fisher. The Blue Jackets suffered just their 4th regulation home loss this season, falling to the Flyers 5-3. Travis Konechny had 2 goals for Philadelphia, his 14th and 15th of the season. Zach Werenski, Sean Monahan, and Kent Johnson each scored a goal for Columbus. In basketball, the 11th-ranked Ohio State women scored the first 7 points of the game, led Ball State 24-8 after the first quarter, and the Buckeyes coasted to an 80-48 victory over the Cardinals. Chance Gray led the way with 21 points. OSU improves to 9-0. In baseball, the Guardians made a pair of trades yesterday at the winter meetings. First, they dealt all-star second baseman Andres Jimenez and reliever Nick Sandlin to the Blue Jays for infielder Spencer Horwitz. Then they dealt Horwitz to the Pirates for pitcher Luis Ortiz and 2 minor league pitchers. The Sports Center is sponsored by Dormar Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an emergency repair? Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarheating.com.
Panic and Passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 of the program for us on a Wednesday, momentarily. Schlegs, he's going to reappear on the program. And then coming up here around 8:17, 8:18 this morning, Carp, he's going to join us. We'll talk some college ball with him. And then Jackets center, Adam Fantilli, he's going to join us around 8:46 a little bit later on this morning. So a power-packed final hour of the program for you coming up here this beautiful snowy Wednesday in Columbus.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Flyers 5, Jackets 3. Bad game last night. The Jackets. They're at home tomorrow against the Caps. Ohio State women's basketball 80, Ball State 48. They will take on Youngstown State at Saturday at 11 a.m. What a game time. That's
a little brunch. Brunch with the Bucks.
Brunch ball for Mr. McGuff and the Crime Dog. They will take on Youngstown State on Saturday.
Undefeated.
That's right. Number 11 in the country. Buckeye women's basketball. By the way, Ohio State men's soccer at home against Marshall. Not at home against Marshall. They're playing in North Carolina. Friday at 7:30 coming up here. So Final Four in the NCAA tournament. Trip to the national championship game on the line Friday. Marshall, 13th seed. Buckeyes number 1 ranked team in the country. So that should be.
Should we road trip it down there?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Well, Friday afternoon.
Got the weekend off. I got a
Final Four.
Santa brunch I need to make it back for on Sunday. But other than that, we're good. All right, let's check in with Schlegs.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
As we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our great friend. Different day, same time. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, what's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
What's happening to the best? Good to talk to you, brother.
Saw you had family hunting day at the farm the other day. How'd that go?
It was amazing. We had farm Thanksgiving, which was amazing, right? Doesn't matter what political affiliation you are, everybody has to blow up stuff. Part of the deal. Scavenger hunts. And then, I enjoy the outdoors for a lot of reasons, but one of my favorite is just teaching young people to be outside, appreciate it. I love archery. Shout out to my people advances, right? Boom, get everybody set up, and then we go out there, and it was a dough party. We were having a dough party, and a lot of meat in the freezer. So it was great. Great experiences. # making memories.
That's so fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Weather was absolutely permitting for Farm Thanksgiving. Let's get into the college football playoff, shall we? Obviously, bracket was revealed this past Sunday. Buckeyes, Volunteers, Saturday, December 21st. Horseshoe, under the lights. I mean, what more could you want for? We've been asking for a team from the SEC to come up here for forever, and we finally get it.
It's amazing how, and then everybody's like, oh, it's the hardest road, and oh, it's all this and that, and, hey, man, it's exactly what you wanted. And first, I love it how we came out. It's like first ever game in the shoe right in December, which it is, and it's awesome. But there's 4 games at home stadiums, and you're one of those that get to experience this monumental deal. We got to do it in 2014 when we were in the college football playoff the first year that it happened. A lot of similarities even between that year and this year as far as how the bracket shook out. But guys, what an experience! I think being at night, the fans are going to tailgate, huddle around your team, encourage your team. It's going to be a great environment. I think the dudes' mindsets are right for this. You're in it. You have a chance to win it. And when you win a championship, man, it's a blood transfusion. I always tell this, and congratulations to all the teams out there that won state titles. Bishop Watterson, local.
Liberty.
Their running back Zach Weber. Yeah, Liberty won. I mean, think about that, guys. We got 2 state champions in Central Ohio. The UNH, that coached us for a long time, his boys are on there, which was a special moment for their family. But a state championship, guys, is a life changer because it's not just that you got a ring, but it's just the memories, what it took to get there. Those situations, people don't get that, right? And to win one in college, to win a Super Bowl, they're all the same because we all have different levels that we can attain through our genetic potential and sports performance, and they only give out one of those a year. So congratulations to Liberty and Bishop Watterson, but what an opportunity the Buckeyes have in store for them at night in the shoe. It's going to be awesome.
I think it is going to be fantastic. And, I've listened to people say, oh, they got the hardest road. Look at them. Oregon gets a tough road, too, because they have to play the winner of Ohio State, Tennessee, whoever comes out of that. But here's the realistic part about it, Schlegs, is that you're going to have to play some big dogs along the way and knock them off. And if you want to get to the top, beat some good teams along the road here. So I don't understand why everybody is all in a panic about who you have to play.
Guys, Arizona State's hot right now. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, Boise's only lost 1 game, and that was 3 points to Oregon. See what SMU does in Happy Valley. But Clemson, they're up and down. Dabo just knows how to win these type of games.
They've been there before.
Georgia, you got Notre Dame, Indiana. Well, I'm interested to see how that is because Indiana has a really good run defense, and Notre Dame only runs the football. Excited to see that matchup at South Bend. So, listen, at the end of the day, you got a lot of great matchups. Love how they played this out. I do not like the bracket formula. They should be just the top 4 teams that get the bye. I think you should be reseeded after every round, just like the NFL. That way the one has value, right? The one, there's an upset that happens, the one should be able to play the lowest seeded team and so on and so forth. So, but anyways, hey, guess what? That's year 2. They'll make an adjustment, but I'm happy that SMU was able to get in because, again, I think at some point, Beam, they're going to get rid of those conference championship games. They literally mean nothing. You know, they do mean something because you're the outright Big Ten champion. However, this year Oregon would have just had it, right? And you still got to go win your games, and you win that. And also, if they want to talk about strength of schedule and all those things, just our conferences are all big enough now. Play your conference.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Let me take you back 10 years. When you guys got into the playoff, right? Announced that Bama was going to be the matchup. A lot of guys who I've talked to from that team is like, that was the national championship game. If you could get past Bama, you could get past anything. You get past Saban and those guys down there, you feel like you were 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Now, going to this, it's obviously a little bit different. If you want to win the whole thing, you got to win 4 in a row. Leading into this, these 2 weeks of preparation, catapulting you into that Tennessee game, how crucial are these next 2 weeks for Ohio State in prep and getting to go on this run?
It's significant. I mean, the number one thing is building confidence in your offensive line and guys having confidence in one another. You know, I mean, listen, it's all about execution in these big-time games, and we saw that in the Texas-Georgia game. They didn't execute. We saw it in us versus Michigan game. Didn't execute. And everybody's like, hey, this is the worst loss and whatever in this deal. I'm like, guys, we beat Michigan when they were outright Big Ten champions, and we were 7-4, you know, something like that. In 2004, but they didn't execute. We did, right? You still got to go down and execute. What does the game plan look like? What do we have to do? Feel really good about our defense, offensive line. I hope there's a lot of competitive excellence going on. Who are the best 5? Put the best 5. Put the best 5. Just alpha dogs out there, even if they're not. You know, they might not necessarily just genetically be the best, but that guy will rip your freaking face off. You know. Put that dude out there, man. Win with that. So I think that's what this week, these next couple of weeks are, and fundamentally being on the right communication. Well, we got a lot of time to prepare for Tennessee, and knowing that Sampson is a dude, man. He almost got 1,500 yards. They want to run the rock, but you go back and you look at their losses. You know, I mean, our loss versus the 1-point loss on the road, lost to Michigan by 3. That was on us. Their losses, they had 0 sacks in those games. Their quarterback threw for 0 touchdowns, like in the hundreds of yards, and that's how they lost. So you keep Will Howard upright, and you're able to stop the run. I mean, the weather is going to affect their quarterback more than it is anything else. So you still want to be able to run it. I'm talking about Ohio State, but you also got to play to your strengths. And the front 7 of Tennessee, really good. They're a top 5 defense in the country. That might not be something that we do. So what does that game plan look like? Solidifying that, guys being, sure of that, like that's what these 2 weeks are, and continuing to work on the fundamentals of the game. People forget that, man. When you're off for this amount of time and you don't have live contact days, like you still have to go back and tackle. Where that short box confined things, but you still have to work on the fundamentals of the game during this time, because that's what's going to help win these games. The teams that can block and tackle the best, the teams that can execute are the ones that are going to win. It's very, very simple.
Hey, before we get you out of here, what do you got planned for Christmas? Sure. What do you got planned for Christmas? What are you doing with the family?
I'll be back up in a week, do some stuff at the Armory, and then we always spend Christmas in Texas, and then I'll be back up. That's what we do. It's going to be great.
Hey.
I don't know. Like, all I want to, like, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, I literally want nothing. Because if I want stuff, I'll just go to Vance's and buy it. Rat hole money. What do you want? I did want a black cowboy hat. Because when I'm at the farm, I wear a cowboy hat around. No, I don't care, man. I ain't Gucci. I don't need no Gucci cowboy hat. I just want a black wool one. Because I got my straw one. I just want a black one that I'm going to beat the crap out of and work, when I'm out there. That's all. That's all I want.
Be expecting a present from me, Bob, and Shark for everything you do for us. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the day, Schlegs. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
I love you guys. And if you do buy me a cowboy hat, I need the 4 1/4 inch crown. I don't like those big crowns, Beam. I like it to sit nice and tight to the skull.
4 1/4, got it.
That scope, Go Bucks and beat cancer.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us earlier on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Carp, he's going to join the program. We'll break down the Buckeyes and some college football playoff with him next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are watching a crash on I-70 westbound, causing some backups near the 70-71 split. The right lane blocked off just past that Richtown Street exit. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets helmet shirt, all for just $99. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, getting rid of joint pain once and for all. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down the stairs like my dad, tailgate with their friends. They can finally sleep without pain waking them up. That aching, they can feel normal again. That can be you. 2025 can look very different than what the past years have looked. So call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, the hip, the back, whatever's aching you. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ray Tezer and his team, they're waiting for your call with the treatments right in the office with no downtime, no drugs, no surgeries. Their advanced protocols in regenerative medicine have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting relief. No steroid shots. And if you've been told surgery is your only option, well, check out a second opinion and go check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Go to QC Kinetics/Columbus, or even better yet, call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 with offices in Dublin and Gahanna.
If you've been too busy to sign up for your health insurance plan, it's understandable. It's also why there's Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see the plans available to you and even speak to a licensed insurance agent. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. They'll answer your questions, and when you're ready, even help you apply. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. Getting your new health insurance plan could be easier than you think. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Year-end pricing. New Kias under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
$5? You see, Max, the holidays drive everyone crazy. Especially Great Lakes Kia.
Hi, mister. Did you hear? Year-end pricing.
Thanks, kid, but my credit's in the doghouse. No offense, Max.
If you've got a job, you ride.
A job, eh? Go on.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All 3 under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
New 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with 3rd row seating. All 3 under $5 a day. Save thousands.
Thousands?
And we have 0% financing.
I'm warm. I'm tingly. I can't take it.
You're happy.
New Kias under $5 a day.
During the season of New Tradition sales event.
Great cars.
Great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
'Tis the season to raise a little Cane with Raising Cane's. Spread joy with craveable chicken finger meals and treat everyone on your nice list to a Cane's gift card or our beanies, socks, mugs, and more. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the Fan. Very good. Now set a second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the Fan's HD3 and save the Fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Getting a live Christmas tree to plant after the holidays? Well, here are some tips. In the house, keep it away from heat sources that could wake it up out of dormancy. You don't want that. Dig your hole now before the ground freezes. Or if you plan to wait till spring, you need to protect roots from extreme cold with mulch or straw. And move it from the warm house to an unheated area like a garage temporarily to make the transition outside more gentle. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Ohio chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture at treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Shark and Carp here. Make your first NBA bet a swish with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from those who will win the game to how many points a player will score. LeBron James, over, under, who knows? It's all there for you. Plus, check out the newer bets like the number of dunks, assists, or three-pointers in the next 3 minutes. How about that instant action? It doesn't matter if you tap into FanDuel before the game starts or after it's already tipped off. Shark, you can pick a W whenever.
And now is the perfect time to get in on the action, because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/juice for your chance to score $150 in bonus bets. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at a little bit of scattered light snow this morning, tapering by the afternoon, followed by another round of some snow by this evening. Temperatures will go from the low 30s this morning to the mid-30s this afternoon. We'll fall into the teens overnight, wind chill dropping near to below zero by Thursday morning. Mostly sunny skies return Thursday, high in the mid-20s. We'll start to warm back up by the weekend. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Austin Ward filling in for Bob today, but here's a special treat for you as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We are checking in with one Robert Carpenter III. Hey, Bobo, happy Hump Day reward stack day to you. What's going on?
Oh, absolutely. You got to love that Hump Day reward stack. It might just become your favorite day of the week.
Could be.
Maybe almost as much as I usually don't get today in history a lot when I'm off, because either A, I'm going to be sleeping, or B, I'm usually like walking in to work out already that time. And sometimes I'll throw you guys I'll throw the app on, I'll listen while I'm working out. But
did you enjoy Shark's sound cut today?
I did. I enjoyed the penile transplant. I didn't know that was a thing. I was honestly, I want to be honest, I was listening on the edge of my seat to hear if it regained full functionality.
It did.
And exactly to my surprise, it worked. I mean, we can do anything.
I thought that had to be the worst part, you missing this day in history to not be in this seat today, Bob, for that cut. It was on a platter for you.
Bob, we had someone on the YouTube chat. I think Bill goes,
probably it was on a platter at one time, Austin.
He goes, do you think Bobby would have found that nugget doing today in history? I said, yes, 1,000% he would have.
I'll be honest, today in history, and I know that it's not something that everybody loves, and there's some people that really are passionate about it, but the things that I have learned and discovered over the last 4 years, and the wormholes being that I get pulled into, the next thing you know, I'm like, I'll pull up my computer one day, I'm like, why is it on this? And then I had clicked back seven times, and I've just incepted myself further and further. And then also the news, I know, Austin, you guys are both big golf guys. You kind of just glazed right over that Tiger Woods announcement that he was going to take some time away from the game after the unfortunate
I've actually I told you I told you this story before. So I mean, I've been to that fire hydrant. I've been there.
Paid tribute.
So my Meredith's aunt and uncle, they live down. They used to. I don't think they live down there anymore. They lived in Isleworth, which is a very nice gated community, and that's where they lived at. And so we were down there and we were visiting them on a spring break. And we were driving through the neighborhood, and Meredith's uncle, who is a very nice, well-off individual, and plays golf with Tiger and Michael Jordan a lot. He goes, he knows I was a big Tiger fan.
He's kind of like the Al Michaels to O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, kind of, right? And he goes, I know you're a big Tiger fan. Do you want to see his house? I said, yeah. And so we're driving by it, and I look at it, and I said, that's the fire hydrant? He goes, that's the infamous fire hydrant. That's it right there. He goes, and then Bubba Watson bought the house off of Tiger when Tiger moved out of the neighborhood, and it was full of termites and had termite damage in the house, and Bubba was not thrilled about that.
That's pretty tremendous. I mean, actually, that's a great story, Beam. I've actually seen the phone that I watched him pull out of his gym bag when we were in Dallas about probably 5 or 6 weeks prior to this. They all came
Burner phone?
I guess. I mean,
Danny phone?
It just never stopped vibrating.
It was a Nokia Razor that he kept in the side of his gym bag that he pulled out when we were in the cold, like getting in the cold hot tub after working out. They came in town for a U2 concert and then got a little workout in. Believe me, Austin, you would love this. Guys who I'd never seen in the weight room before. So Tiger comes in to get a lift the next day after the show. And we go to lunch, then he flies back. And I watched, I mean, you want to talk about something mortifying? I mean, it's like akin to having like Michael Jordan work on you with a jump shot. I watched Dave Campo come in the weight room with an iron.
No.
I had never seen Dave Campo in the weight room in the history. And he's like, I'm like working, and Tiger's like trying to work out. And Dave's over there like working on his approach. I can see him like do the motions. Oh, it was embarrassing. Roman was like, "Are these guys serious?" Like, I mean, the analogy was, would you go ask Michael Jordan, "Hey, you know, when my elbow flares a little, is that okay?" Like, and start working through a jump shot with him. This guy's one of the greatest golfers. And on that point, like, I think people thought it was a foregone conclusion he would pass Jack. And I'm watching Dave Campo try to get some swing lessons from Tiger Woods.
It's like, hey,
in the weight room.
I'm trying to get more buckets in my rec league game. MJ, can you work on my shot here?
Exactly. You think I should pump and do a 2 dribble like to get extended? I mean, it was literally talking his approach, and I'm like, Camps, you're probably like a plus 18. You're over there with me. It's not like you're trying to refine yourself to be like Romo and a scratch golfer over here.
That I understand more.
Yeah, it was exactly. I'm like, what do we? He could coach you for 4 months, and you probably wouldn't get much better.
I got to us plus 17.
Yeah, so that was the beauty of listening today in history today. By
Hey, Bob, you learn something new every day. You know,
I got on my silo and listened to my own show. Is
that the case when you listen to your own show? Are you technically out of your own silo? I guess you are, right?
Well, you're out of your silo listening to your silo from another silo.
Yeah,
a lot of
he's forced to listen to me, so that's, you know.
Oh, Austin, you're doing a great job over there. Highly entertaining. The Lane Kiffin conversation, I mean, with Shark, that was tremendous stuff. I know Austin. The sad thing about Lane is that he, like, you would think that listening to his little snippets and then on Twitter that he's going to be, I mean, he's going to be like Bill Burr up there. Mm-hmm. And it's just the biggest womp letdown ever. I'm like, this guy is like reading the dictionary. Give me some voice inflection. Sell it a little bit. No. You just are like, oh, yeah, it's so hard. You know, the games and the teams that are good. In the SEC. I'm like, give me some of that Lane that we see on Twitter. Like, the snark. You know who you imagine
Grab
being?
your popcorn. Give me that Lane all the time.
This is just because I saw something about him returning this year for another season. You would think that he would be Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
You know, like Mike Gundy, highly entertaining.
Or like a Mike Leach, rest in peace.
Anybody.
Like something like that.
Yes, something. And he just gives you just womp. I'm like, come on, buddy. You've built these expectations up. I want to be entertained. Make me a bicycle clown.
That's what I try and tell people all the time, Bob. Is like, he has the same reputation as a Gundy or a Leach. And I'm like, you're not paying attention. You're fooled by the 5-second clips or by what he posted on Twitter. He's one of the most socially awkward coaches that I've ever met in my entire life.
He's an offensive visor guy. That's why.
He is. Honestly, whenever I think about that, you know what? I pull up that the promotional video from Florida Atlantic when he's out there at the field, and then I remember, like, this is who it is.
That's who he is.
Someone told me, like, he was trolling that. I'm like, I don't think so. I think that's actually who he is.
People give him too much credit for that.
Yeah, like, I don't think he thought, I'm going to deadpan this as much as possible. Look like I woke up 5 minutes before after playing a round of golf with my buddies that turned into, like, going out till 2 a.m. And then I woke up at 8 and, like, oh, crap, I got to shoot this video. I'm in the same clothes I had on before, and I haven't showered.
It's me.
That was like,
it's me, Joey Freshwater.
100%.
Come down to Del Boca Vista. Hey, before we get you out of here, how was Gladiator? Because we haven't had a chance to talk about this.
Oh, yes. I forgot. It was good. It was good. It wasn't as good as the first.
Tough to do.
It really was. It is. Denzel's character is tremendous, and it's got. I don't want to give away too much. You know, obviously the story's about Lucius. They pull back his mom as the original. Like, it's the same actress.
Oh, okay.
She's in there. Nice. She does a great job. It's about 2 hours and 10, and honestly, they could have made it 2.5, 2:45. I wish they would have dove in to the backstory and, like, talked a little more about it. Now, I heard Ridley Scott said they're doing a third one, I guess. And I'm hoping that they kind of weave this web and kind of fill in some of this gap, because it's really a good story with everything that happened. And they do a good job of kind of pulling in all of ancient Rome and what it's about and just the weirdness of everything there. So I hope that third one isn't just like a sequel, that it's kind of one that has some time lapse in it that kind of goes back and forth.
How are the fight scenes?
Fight scenes are good. I'm going to be honest. They flood the Coliseum, and there might be sharks in there. And Ridley Scott, they're like, they didn't do that with sharks. He's like, well, they also flooded it. It's my movie, so I'm going to make it as entertaining as possible.
Really easy back then in ancient Rome to go trap sharks and then bring them into the Coliseum.
They flooded the Coliseum. They can flood the Coliseum.
Honestly,
it's not too far away from
I'd tell you it's easier to catch a shark in probably like 500 AD than it was to flood the Coliseum without any type of hydraulic pump system.
We trapped a shark behind the glass over there right now.
Exactly. He's been trapped in that tank for years. He's going to get out here soon, unfortunately.
I know. He's going to
probably
break
just
free.
Let him out to go die. But I love you, shark. But it's really, the fight scenes are good. It's like Gladiator. Like they start off in like the provinces, and then there's one nice one. Probably the best fight scene is one where they just bring him in, and there's another dude, and it's like they're like at a dinner party, like a, I don't know what you would call it, whatever they did back in the day where they just hung out and drank wine.
A bacchanal.
And they're just sitting there, and it's like, entertain me, fight. And it's like hands and fists, and the one emperor's like, no, swords to the death. Man. And they just like throw them out there. It's just people just drinking wine and like watching these two dudes from 10 feet away stab each other. It's pretty great.
All right, good. I'm glad I got the stamp of approval. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on with us. You're in tomorrow. I'm gone tomorrow. So have a great show. Have a great show.
Ross Bjork going to be in at 7:17. Is that when we're back?
Yes.
New Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ross will be in from 7:17 to like 7:40ish. So pretty excited to have him talk about what this game is going to be like. Is it's not going to be a normal home game, and what's all going to be about it and everything going on with Ohio State, and maybe, I don't know, stray bullets flying around campus.
Perfect. 7:17 to 7:40. Ross Bjork, athletic director, in with these guys tomorrow. Have a great day, Bob.
Hey, enjoy it. Great job, fellas.
There he goes. Bob Carpenter, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline.
General.
Not technically a hotline because he is on like a Comrex at home, but
nobody knows what that is.
Yeah, nobody knows what that is. It's just a basically in-home radio system that he can.
Just Wi-Fi jibber jabber.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Ryan Day, what's he saying about his Buckeye offensive line heading into the game against Tennessee? That's coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching slowdowns on I-70 westbound near the 70-71 split. The right lane blocked off just past that Richtown Street exit. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, folks, when it comes to Christmas trees, don't get played by foreign plastic. Just like you wouldn't replace a prize QB with a mannequin. Don't replace American Farm Fresh trees with fake foreign plastic. These farm families are the MVPs of Christmas, growing champions right here on American soil. They're not sitting on the bench. They're out there every day growing real Christmas traditions. Make the winning choice, Farm Fresh Christmas trees, not foreign plastic that pollutes. Visit GetRealKeepItReal.com to find your local farm MVP.
The best mornings
in the morning light
start with Wrangler.
Pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Football fans, meet your new full-service auto partner, Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. From Honda to Ford to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, we have the perfect vehicle for every football fan. Stuck on the road? Our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance is just one call away. And our Carvenience service means no hassle, just great service. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. For unbeatable deals and unbelievable service, visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
The only radio show Ryan Day listens to when we're holding him hostage, making him listen to a radio show. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, look, it's no secret. I've got some weight to lose. Look around. Look at Austin over there. He's looking fantastic. I said, Austin, how'd you do it? He said, it's worth a Waking 180. It's basically what you said.
I wasn't lying.
No, you weren't. You weren't. I finally said, all right, let's see what this is all about. Never tried a diet, weight loss program before, wouldn't touch the meds, all sounded terrible. Cut this out, cut that out, work out constantly, and check myself for life. Hard pass, no thanks. Needed something I can actually do, and Awaken 180, well, it made sense. Eat more often. If you were watching on YouTube, I was just eating a delicious peanut butter and jelly bar.
Those are
fantastic. It really was. Eat more often, keep the flavor, and most importantly, it's going to work. I'm only a few days in, week down, 12 pounds down. Already lost 12 pounds. Finding the rhythm, eating more frequently, having fun cooking dinner again, tasty food that fits the plan I'm in. Why is simple. I need to keep up with Willie. Get up and down with him, run around, chase him through the house, chase the dog if he happens to get off the leash. All kinds of good stuff. So that's the why. Do what I'm doing, and everybody else already did. You can visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Let's get it done. Yeah, been eating a lot.
It works. And that's all I can say.
Tell.
You know, I've been off of the program since January, and actually lost a couple more pounds afterwards. So look
at you go.
You have that to look forward to, and I'm happy that you've got a chance to do it as well. So glad it's going well for after the first week.
I'm a bit of a stress eater. I hope I am not under the gun next Saturday watching the Buckeyes play against Tennessee.
The weekend doesn't count. Don't worry about that.
Is that true?
No, I shouldn't have said that.
Don't say that.
No, I shouldn't have said that.
Don't say that because it definitely still counts. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens coming up here on Saturday. But I did find it to be interesting that Ryan Day was chatting a little bit the other day when he was having his press conference on Sunday after it was officially announced that Ohio State will play Tennessee on the potential offensive line change. Here's 3 cuts back to back from Ryan Day on what this offensive line is going to potentially look like against Tennessee.
I know who's going to be in the mix. I'm not going to get into that just yet. We have 2 weeks of prep that we got to dive into and identify what gives us the best chance next week or in 2 weeks to go win this thing. And so, we'll look at it and make sure it's right. But yeah, there'll be some guys in the mix. Luke Montgomery will be in the mix. Josh Padilla will be in the mix, and we'll make sure that it's right. And based on how they practice, we'll figure out how it's going to look.
And speaking about those 2 guys, he just kind of spoke about them a little more in detail on Josh Padilla and Luke Montgomery.
They've been practicing and working towards it, and I think they deserve an opportunity to compete the next 2 weeks to see if they can find themselves in a role, and that's kind of where we are. And I think a big part of that is how we came out of last game.
Another interesting sidebar to this. Now, I would think that was going to be kind of the last option on the table, Austin, would be to move Donovan Jackson back to guard after he's been playing left tackle. And here was Ryan Day asked about that. Will Donovan stay at left tackle, or will he be switched to guard?
Probably, yeah. We'll look at a couple different things, but right now, and that's still a possibility too. George could really show something this week, and we can make that move there. But right now, he's going to be a tackle.
All right, so it sounds like the piece of the puzzle, Donovan Jackson is going to be your left tackle moving in.
Yeah, but you also still have to have reserve plans, backup plans, plan B for something, knock on wood. This team has been ravaged by injury and illness all the way back to the very first day of training camp in August. So you still have to have another solution there, and I think that's worth considering because, Donovan Jackson will start at left tackle against Tennessee. But it gets dicey in a hurry because you're already without Josh Simmons and Zen Mahalski. So George Fitzpatrick needs to be ready. Other than that, you might be talking about a true freshman then, and Ian Moore that would need to step up. There is not a lot of depth left here. There wasn't in the first place. But without, Seth McLaughlin out there at center and the pieces that have been shuffled around, you got to find a solution, and you have to be able to adjust if need be. So it can't be just, Donovan Jackson and Josh Fryer are ready to go, and that's it. What happens if you need to make another move, and what's the best path forward?
It does seem to be that all 3 of those interior spots, though, are we're going to shuffle, and if we need to move one person somewhere or go a different way, or Taker needs to sit down, that, every option seems to be on the table for them right now.
Well, it needs to be after what happened up front in loss to Michigan. Yeah, and they have, as Ryan Day has mentioned, they have 3 weeks since that loss until they kick it off against Tennessee to go through these options. They do have a little bit of the benefit there of time on their side to adjust and get some physical practices. And, it's not a normal bowl season. This timeline is compressed, but there is still enough stretch where you have this week where you don't have to game plan necessarily every single day, and you might be able to look at some things, whether that's Josh Padilla getting some first string snaps at center or Luke Montgomery working at right guard in place of Tegra Shabola. Those are the first places that you look. Carson Hinsman's going to be on the field one way or another when they start the game against Tennessee, but is that going to be at center or guard? Some of that is going to depend on what you see from Josh Padilla and Luke Montgomery on the practice field.
And since you kind of mentioned that, how it's different, it's just a little more escalated, a little more rushed, obviously playing more games than you have in the past, potentially in this run to the College Football Playoff National Championship if you get this far. It's a lot different than bowl prep, and here was Ryan Day kind of explaining that.
We took last week to rest up a little bit. We were on the field twice, and then we have a plan for this week and how we're going to attack this week, and then next week will be game week. It's different than anything in the past. We'll finish up finals here this week, which is good, give our guys more time. But this week is really, we got to get the game plan in, we got to get it going, and then next week we're right into game plan week. So it's really, the only difference is really this week right here. And I think we got a really good plan for it. I've talked to Jim, I've talked to Chip. We'll keep evaluating it as we move forward.
It's good to have this week. It's great to have this week. And if you're Tennessee, saying, well, just do what Michigan did. We don't want to muddy up the game because that falls right into their trap of what they're good at as well.
Yeah, easier said than done, because there's
we hope.
Well, yeah, I guess, again, that's the second time already in this segment that you have to knock on wood. But, Tennessee is built a little bit differently. Their roster is constructed a little bit differently than Michigan. And obviously the rivalry piece is, the mental aspect is to the side, and it's going to be very different. You would expect for this game in the playoff for Ohio State at home. But, there is a difference in the way, the Vols are very talented on the defensive line, but that's primarily at edge and not necessarily at defensive tackle. And that's where Michigan really exploited Ohio State, created pressure, stopped the run, and Ohio State didn't adjust their game plan accordingly to that. It should not be the exact same situation. I guess I can't and shouldn't speak in absolutes about that, but one thing Ohio State will have learned for their offensive line, for their game plan, is that, and I think many of us already knew this in real time, the strength of this team is on the perimeter and through the passing attack. So that's, as long as they can hold up there, that is where Donovan Jackson and Josh Fryer become more important in this game, because that's the edge rush is going to be more potent, likely going to be more potent and more dangerous to Ohio State than the tackles were in the loss on November 30th.
Bring back some of those mesh cross routes. That was tough for me to say, but let's like that. Those are nice.
Seems like they could have been effective.
Right?
Against I don't care what route you run with Jeremiah Smith. Yeah. He's going to get open.
And even if he's not open, there's a potential that he makes an unbelievable play or he gets interfered with.
And the other thing about it, he did get the 2 interference calls. Yep. He had the touchdown. He was a key part of the 2-minute drill. I still think part of this thing that's relevant going into next Saturday is this time off is not just for game planning. Ohio State will be a healthier version of itself than it was 2 weeks ago, outside of the season-ending injuries there to Josh Simmons and Seth McLaughlin, which are so critical. But Jeremiah Smith was still dealing with the ankle injury after the twist against Northwestern. I'm not saying this as a justification or excuse for not getting him involved in the second half, because there is no justification for that. But he will be better than he was at the end of the season after that injury. Will Howard. How much did that hit impact not just the play calling, but his effectiveness in the second half?
Yeah, he got smoked.
So he should be in a better position to perform than he was in the second half against Michigan. Neither of those things are meant to come off as excuses, but if you're projecting it forward, you would think both of those guys and a handful of Tyleik Williams as well, who's been banged up throughout basically the entirety of the season, refresh, recover a little bit and go back out there with some renewed passion in the playoff. I think they're going to be a healthier team, and that's good when you are also more talented than Tennessee, which Ohio State, quite frankly, is.
Columbus Blue Jacket Adam Fantilli joins us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're still watching lingering slowdowns on I-70 westbound downtown from a crash earlier this morning. And on the southeast side, traffic in those westbound lanes of 33 also slow moving. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. The perfect low-rate card for your wallet. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
What's better than the sound of a Krispy Kreme truck delivering fresh donuts to McDonald's?
Enjoy a Krispy Kreme donut paired with an any size hot or iced coffee for just $3. Offer valid 12/10 to 4/30/25 while supplies last. Price and participation may vary.
A savory Meyer ham is the perfect centerpiece for any holiday feast. Now through December 24th, Meyer Spiral Sliced Half Ham is just 79 cents per pound with M-Perks. Limit 1, no clipping necessary. Discount automatically applied when your M-Perks ID is entered at checkout. Buy one, get one for $1 on a 3-pound bag of red or yellow potatoes or yellow onions. Save on Kraft stovetop stuffing for $1.99. And get a Marie Callender's frozen pumpkin pie for just $4.99. Incredible taste and impressive prices make the holidays a good deal better. Exclusions apply. Go to Meijer.com for details.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, take advantage of huge deals on a wide selection of Ram trucks. Right now, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for $469 a month for 42 months with $3,652 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 1/2.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Come out and celebrate the holiday season with Ohio State men's ice hockey this Friday, December 13th and Saturday, December 14th. Join the Buckeyes at the Schottenstein Center as they take on Notre Dame. Friday night, don't miss the annual Teddy Bear Toss and help those in need. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Brandon Beam, Austin Ward, Mark the Shark finishing up things here on a Wednesday. And as every Wednesday, we get to talk to a select Columbus Blue Jacket player.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Beam Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs
Mrazek behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Now we head out to the hotline and check in with this week's Blue Jacket. He is Adam Fantilli. Adam, thanks for the time. Always appreciated. Tough one last night at Nationwide Arena. How are we feeling this morning?
Feeling pretty good. Ready to get back to work at the rink.
Yeah, it was good. Last night, it was a tough one, obviously. I know that Dean Evison came out after the game, so it wasn't nearly the start that you guys wanted. Zach Werenski as well. Adam, how do you guys kind of shake off these slow starts? Because we saw it a couple of weeks ago against the Lightning, down 3-0, and then that game turned into a crazy goal fest. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way last night, but how do we get out of the slow start modes?
You know what? I think our starts have actually consistently been pretty good. There's been a couple that have been one-offs in my opinion. Yeah. Like while we were on the Western swing, we had great first periods, but I think our issue was kind of sustaining that start that we actually had. So for the most part, I'd say our goal should be to actually sustain the first period that we usually have. Obviously, last night wasn't what we wanted, but yeah, we got to just try and come out of the gates quicker and play like that for the entirety of 60 minutes.
Adam, when you look at the way the season has gone for you individually so far, players talk all the time about getting a year, 2 years, 3 years into a career and like the game slowing down and feeling more comfortable about and confident out there on the ice and knowing what's going to happen. How has this year felt different for you than a year ago?
I don't really know, man. It's the NHL. It's the hardest league in the world, and it's going to take a sec, and I'm just trying to be patient with the game right now. Obviously, I'm not thrilled with the way that the season's gone for me, but I'm getting games played. I'm working at it. I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and hopefully I can turn around my point drought right now and coming games here.
You know, Adam, too, it's a fascinating roster that Don Waddell built through the offseason. Then Dean Evison is hired as the head coach. And you look at, compared to last year, you know, the average age of your teammates, very young team. And I thought they did a good job in the offseason to bring in some veteran leadership in that room. For you, I mean, who are some of these guys who you're leaning on who have been in the league for, 10, 12 years that you're trying to pick up some of the things that they've got in their arsenal to say this is how you kind of extend your career, or if you're in a slump, this is how you get out of one? Like, whose brain are you picking most on the team?
We got a lot of great veterans, especially the two guys that we just brought in, Monahan and Jack Johnson. Those guys are both great. They've been around the league forever, and Monahan's been awesome since he stepped in the locker room. Obviously, he dealt with quite a bit of some tragedy to start the season, and the way he's been able to impact our locker room since then has been phenomenal. He's been great.
Adam, you mentioned the points drought there. How much does that weigh on your mind? How much are you spending time thinking about that and ways to get out of it? Like that it seems like if you're dwelling too much on the negative, you might miss some of the positive parts of your game. But I know that's critical as well to be getting the assists and goals going again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I wasn't spending my entire day trying to figure it out. I mean, it's my job, so I'm trying to get out of it the best I can. I'm focusing on getting around the net. I'm focusing on making the right plays. I'm also focusing on trying to be a good defensive player as well and be a good centerman in this league, which is tough to do as a young player. So obviously I want to get out of it. I'm trying to do the best I can to do that, and it's just not going for me right now.
He is Adam Fantilli of the Columbus Blue Jackets with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I want to switch modes from hockey to another sport here, Adam. And I'm going to phrase this because we obviously know that you're playing here in Columbus, and this is going to be a big deal. Coming up a little bit later this season, you guys are going to be playing at the Horseshoe, which is fantastic. How much are you looking forward to that, given how much you enjoyed maybe a couple of weeks ago at noon what transpired at the Horseshoe? I have to be careful the way I worded that question, Adam.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy about the win, more because I don't have to hear anything living here. I'm going to keep my mouth shut and not try and rub it in anybody's faces. I was definitely happy with the outcome of the game. I was a little bit surprised as well. But, yeah, I'm going to try and keep my mouth shut, and hopefully if the tables turn, the OSU fans won't be giving it to me too hard.
You know, Zach doesn't keep his mouth shut about it.
Well, I can't speak.
How were you able to catch the whole game? What was the watch party or watch?
You guys
setup?
were on a flight, right? Flight time.
Yeah, we were in the air actually heading to Chicago, I think, and the Wi-Fi ended up being good enough for us to stream it, so we were definitely watching.
Perfect. Well, with that being said, Adam, we'll get you out of here. We don't want to get you in hot water with fans around the city. Always appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on with us here. We will check in again soon. Best of luck tomorrow, all right?
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There he goes, Adam Fantilli, Columbus Blue Jacket, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
He's going to break out of that drought streak.
Yeah, he's going to break out.
Tomorrow.
Yeah?
Guaranteed.
Book it?
Yeah. Get a little hump day reward stack going on.
What, tomorrow's Thursday?
Well, you can bet on. I'm telling you to bet on it right now. Go find it.
I love it.
Blue Jackets win.
Yeah.
Fantilli over 0.5 point. He's going to do it.
Game-winning goal.
Sure.
Why not? Just go all in.
All right.
I don't know if you can bet game-winning goals.
There's got to be a way.
Yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to break out.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be a heck of a player.
I'm in the right mentality for it now.
Yeah.
Jackets are about to turn this whole season around.
Oh, whoa.
Just
Is that
feel
your
good.
bold prediction of the day?
No, I'm out on that one. I already made it. It's just for one game.
Hey, I
don't want to go too far. I don't want to get too out of my skis
working
here.
through some things.
Yeah.
Working through some things.
You look at it, they're capable of really exciting periods. We just talked about that with, Sunday night closing out the road trip and having one of their better periods of the year and getting a win that was significant. Nobody really expected it. And I think that's maybe why a night like Tuesday night feels so frustrating, because they came out and they just were not the same. They were not playing with the same energy. They were not getting the same level of production. Maybe they were playing with energy. Only they can truly answer that. But the results weren't there. And it just, the instant contrast between those two periods is like, it's a roller coaster.
And that's what they're trying to get off of.
Yeah.
They're trying to get off of the roller coaster. I mean, when they've been good, they've been awesome. When they've been bad, they've been significantly less than awesome. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. Tickets go on sale today, I believe, for season ticket holders.
Yeah, I think a lot of them have already been able to get them.
Okay.
But the on sale is tomorrow.
General public on sale for playoff tickets at the Horseshoe is 10 a.m. $100 is the face value ticket. So that brings us to our question. How much would you be willing to pay for a ticket to the Ohio State-Tennessee game? Face value, $100. That's just get in the door wherever those tickets are, high up in C deck. Yeah, $100. 101 to 250, 251 or plus, or I don't want to go. I can't go, so.
Are there some results already streaming in?
Let's click on the results here. What should I'm going to click other, even though there is no other choice. Click 251.
You're going to be in
I
here
don't
for the
want to go is leading the way at 40%.
No way.
40%.
Well,
I don't want to go.
I've said every single day for the last 10 days that I understand the folks that have frustration with losing the rivalry, and they may be out on Ryan Day. There are people that have told us, Beam, they want to raise their concerns with their wallet, and I understand that. But if you don't support Ohio State in a playoff game in the Horseshoe, that can have some repercussions with NIL, with the roster, with transfer portal, with everything else. So that's all one side. And the other part is Tennessee fans will take over your stadium if you don't keep them out. So that's a little bit of a catch-22.
There's a nice comment underneath the tweet poll from Jordan. 35% of you, I'm guessing that was, I don't want to go, is that 35%? He said 35% of you, get yourselves together. Good job, Jordan. Austin, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene on Friday, if they allow us? You good with that?
I'll be here.
Reminder, tomorrow, 7:17 to around 7:40, Ohio State Athletics Director Ross Bjork, he's going to be in studio with the guys. Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Bo and the boys, they're up next. We are back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, still watching some slowdowns on I-70 westbound downtown and on 33 on the southeast side, but everything else moving along okay. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
This is a fan action update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com. Use the promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100. National championship odds have Texas and Oregon as co-favorites to win the national championship at plus 350. Georgia right behind them at 4-1. The Buckeyes have the fourth best odds at 5-1. Penn State's plus 650. Notre Dame plus 850. For your Prime Sports action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Dormar, your pilot hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Men, it's the holidays, the season of all kinds of hustle and bustle. But if your energy is down, if you aren't sleeping well, if your sex drive is MIA, and you just don't feel like the guy you once were, maybe it's tough to get excited for all the holiday cheer. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if this sounds like you may have low testosterone. And if so, this is the season for you to get treated. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating low T. If you're like most guys, you'll feel the change in just a few weeks. And truly, the results can be life-changing. You'll have improved mental clarity, your energy will kick up, your workouts will be better, your sleep patterns will improve, and your sex drive will likely heat up as well. So call us, and don't go through another season with low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654, or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Bath R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait for spring to get your bathroom right. Bath R Us, your dream bath's on the way. Oh, you'll love to design the bath of your dreams today. Happy holidays from Bath R Us.
Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.